Hello, chat. How's everybody doing? I am back again, playing another old-ass game. One I never thought I'd be playing anytime soon, but here I am. Because Manhunt turned out to be a bit of a bunk. Wasn't feeling that one. So tonight, Silent Hill Origins. It was between this or Shattered Memories, and I decided on this one. Because I don't want to touch waggle controls for a Nintendo Wii right now. Silent Hill time. Yeah, you know what? I've always heard people say this one's kind of good. Or at least plot-wise. So we'll see. But how is everybody, huh? What's up, Pariah, Morgana, Balik, everybody in chat? Anyways. Feel like we're in another boring period of time where, like, nothing is happening for us to talk about, so we're just going to get as weird as we possibly can. Tonight, you haven't played this one before? No, never played this one. The only other Silent Hill game that I'm even considering playing is Silent Hill Shattered Memories, and at that point, I've essentially played every Silent Hill game. I'm not going to, like, put Book of Memories or any other weird one in there. I mean, I guess I've never played PT as well, but I can't even play that anymore. Shattered Memories is also on PS2. I've always heard the PS2 version is not good, though. Compared to the Wii version. Run away from random enemies as much as possible. It's one of those games where the more enemies you kill, the more likely you are to get the bad ending. I see how they're doing it. That's how you should do alternate endings in a Silent Hill game, by the way, not the Silent Hill F way. Didn't like that much. But yeah, that's my. I got nothing to say. I am like losing my ability to chat and yap. Time to play Mute Ridge. Are we almost out of alternate Silent Hill names at this point? I think we're like approaching like the end game for it. At least in the English language, that is. Yes, we are. I think I've heard almost every permutation of it. I was wondering why the hell you never touched this game. It started off as a PSP game. Then it got like a console release. And at that point, I was kind of like done with Silent Hill after Silent Hill 4. Because the series went downhill. And I just wasn't interested in it anymore. I never touched it. Warning you, this game sucks. I mean, I'm willing to wager it probably ain't as good as like the series peak. But it must be played. It must be played through because I must play every Silent Hill game. I have to do it. I mean, I did it to Resident Evil, right? Boom. Forgot to do that again. How is everybody, huh? Hold on a second. Gotta change something real quick. No, yeah, but some may be coming. What is it? Hey, what's up, Rikyo and Pariah and all the kit crew over there? Thank you very much. Make sure this is at 1080p for my camera. Yeah, there we go. All right, now I can pull this up. Does that include the Silent Hill Pachinko games? No, there's not even a way for you to play those, since those are like hardware specific to the Pachinko machine. No, I'm not playing. I'm not gonna play Book of Memories, or I can't even play PT since I don't own that on my console. And I think there was one that came out 2 years ago that was absolutely terrible. It was like almost like an interactive movie that everyone made fun of. I'm not gonna play that one either. Akira Yamaoka OST, is he? I'm hoping he's in this game. That's one reason to play it, is just because his music. Silent Hill Homecoming on Steam is broken. It's not worth playing anyways. What about The Room? I did play through Silent Hill 4 The Room a couple of years ago. So I've already done that one. I haven't made a sim video on it yet, but I have played it. Also, chat, I'm proud of myself. I got my first TikTok follower today. I've started releasing my YouTube shorts on TikTok. Got my first follower. I even like screenshotted it just so I'll always know. A whole new platform. Also, Supertramp with a $10 super chat. Meow. High face it. Is this your first time seeing it? It can't be, right? I've been using this for like over a month now. But hey, how you doing, Super? Good to see you again. Huzzah, we missed you. We did indeed. Good to have you back. You know what? I'm going to play around with my webcam for a second. Would you guys like to see me wear makeup? Because I can do it digitally. I can put on a thick coat of makeup right now. You remember Supertramp? We all remember Supertramp. Yeah, let me put. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Let's see what this looks like. Oh shit, lipstick. Oh, I'm so beautiful. Oh, what's this one do? I didn't really change anything. 80s makeover. Oh well. There you go. There's my beauty session over. Blush, I think. I'll add a blush. Most of these don't seem to do much. Other than make my facial features slightly different. Oh well, whatever. Get back to normal. Can't help you for TikTok because I refuse to even engage in that platform. I'm only doing it because on these day and age, you have to, and I've already created the short form content for YouTube, so I might as well put it up there as well. I'm also putting it up on Instagram as well, so you can go there too. Maybe you're not opposed to Instagram. Why would you do this to yourself? What, use the filters there for a second, or like put something up on TikTok? Look, I gotta go where what look. I don't want to use TikTok, but I'm at the point where there's no choice but to put myself everywhere. Same reason I now stream on YouTube and Kick as well. Don't hit the blackface button. Sadly, it didn't come with an option. Disappointing. Not used to these crowns. Crowns. Now dance around like a butterfly. Okay. I feel like I'm giving into someone's fetish now. You yearn for the room vid. I want to make a room video at some point. I should probably do that. I mean, I've still got a couple years before they try to remake 4, because they're going to remake 1 and then 3, I'd imagine. So 4 will maybe be a 2030 game. Can you put butterflies on the stream? I'm afraid. I'm sure I could, but I don't have the option to right now. The room is awesome. I think the Silent Hill 4 The Room, anytime you're inside the actual room, the game is awesome. I think anytime you're outside of the room, the game is pretty ass. My favorite parts of Silent Hill 4 are all based in the apartment in first-person mode. Every other part of the game is kind of ass and not worth playing. Could have used a lot more work. The Silent Hill 4 sim video was great. I don't have a Silent Hill 4 sim video though. I've played through that one and streamed it, but I never synced it. Since Silent Hill 1, 2, 3, and some shitty Silent Hill games. Is FIFA crazy thinking Americans will care about soccer during the NFL training camp period? Yes, they are. They're wasting their time and money. If America was going to get into soccer, it would have happened a long time ago. They need to give up. We're not a soccer playing nation. I don't even have anything against soccer. I just realize reality. Butterfly, the greatest song in anime. Wait, Butterfly is an anime song? I was thinking of that deal that like come my lady, come my lady, Butterfly song. I said Resident Evil 5 10 years. I don't know if it's 10 years ago, but it was several years ago. Silent Hill 4 story, decent. The story of 4 is definitely interesting and weird, and I like it. It's just the execution and also the gameplay of 4, which is the worst part of it. Crazy Town, yeah, that one-hit wonder band. Japanese opening theme to the Digimon series. I only remember the 4Kids version of that. They just had the Digimon, digital monsters. Digimon are the champions, so I don't know what the anime version of it was. Would it concern you if someone used AI to make a picture of you spouting a mullet? Not really. No. I'd probably look good with a mullet, if I'm being honest with you. fuck my shit up, fam, as they say. Come on, yo, no joke, me and Lucky sing that song at each other all the time because we find it so goddamn hilarious. The ghost in Silent Hill 4 was the worst part of the game. There are times when I like them, but yeah, trying to get by them half the time was just super annoying. And you needed more ways of dealing with them, or some more interesting gameplay tied to them other than just running. Let's see. Heard a while back that Lucky posted her wedding dress in Discord. I never saw it though. I don't know. I didn't see the post. She probably did though. It's just probably buried. That's the nature of Discord. If you're not there in the moment, uh, comments can get buried, and then you have to go looking for it. But her actual dress will be arriving in a couple days, so she might post some pictures of it once it arrives. Can you say the word narration like you do in the Resident Evil 4 video? Narration? Did I say it differently than narration? I've always said narration as in narration. Unless I said it intentionally weirdly in that one. Fake new person? Well, what is it? Means you're addicted. Oh, hi. How you doing? Hi, demand. How you doing? Are you new? I didn't know you were new. He's been followers since 20. Look, he maybe just lurked a lot. Some people like lurk for years before they finally start speaking in chat. Takes a dominant, charismatic personality like me to draw them out of their shell. You sounded completely disgusted, like you hate narration. I often don't like narration because narration in movies and games is often very boring. And usually isn't necessary. You can tell the story through visuals. I don't need someone reading over something. Deburashed with a $2 super chat. Poopy, he says. Very profound. I don't know where to go with that one, but you know what? That's the word stated, so I read it. Here, I'll read it in a different voice. Purper. Because I'm assuming that you need like an actual funny voice saying that. Listen to my story. Shut up, Titus. No one fucking cares. It's not even your story. It's Eunice. Fix my camera. Come on, camera. Also, I think there might be some makeup filter still on. There we go. Now look manly. Very manly indeed. Can't even go to bingo. Been watching your Kingdom Hearts videos. It feels so good to feel common sense cutting through the stale nostalgia. And I grew up on DDD. Thank God, that may be the most beautiful thing anyone's ever said about my content. So cheers to you. Cheers to like, yo, putting a chip on my shoulder. If your standard of living could remain the same, could you see yourself the next 30 years? If my standing of living could remain the same. So living the way I currently do on the same budget and stuff for the next 30, yeah, I could see myself still doing that. I mean, it wouldn't work out so well because of inflation. Also, another $2 super chat from Deborah. April 1st vid idea, everything wrong with chess. Yo, no, you know what? Hasn't been an update to it for like 2 millennia or however long chess has existed. How about that one? No chess DLC. Microtransact, nothing. No plotline to be seen. Silent Hill 4 is phenomenal. Like I said, I like the apartment parts of it. Made me drop my phone. Made you drop the phone. Silent Hill 4 was a slow burn, but I loved it anyway. I like the ideas of it. Movement of the Knight versus other pieces. Look, he's like the infantry. He's got to like ride around people. Only really loved Silent Hill 2. That's kind of like most of the people when they think about Silent Hill, they are thinking of Silent Hill 2. It has become the de facto Silent Hill game. which all other kind of like pull from, but none of them ever reach. You remember the game of Bard's Tale? There was a Kickstarter for like a new revitalization of the Bard's Tale several years ago, and I think I might have like actually contributed to that one. That I never played the game, but I know it's based off an even older game. The Burrished with a $2 super chat. Why was 6 afraid of 7? 6, 7. Just fucking kill me. Do it. Be brave. Be fucking brave. Not yet. Put it away. Not yet. Not today, old friend. Choose life. Do you ever grow facial hair? I actually just shaved today. I'm not a facial hair guy. I am a full head of hair guy. It all goes up here. That's why this is like way thicker than any other man. That's even like half my age. It's like I got whatever hair genes I got. They're focused up here. I'm fine with that. I love that actually. I can grow facial hair. As you can see, it's pretty smooth right now, but you can see where it was earlier. I just don't grow it in a way that I ever want to wear it. I've done a goatee before, and I haven't done that in years. That's about as most I can do. But it comes in above my lip, and then does like that little evil goatee thing where it comes in bottom lip and then spreads down to the chin, and then kind of like goes under, and that's about it. No, there's like nothing up on the cheeks where you kind of needed that to fill in, and also nothing in these spots here. So it just looks weird. I never like it, so I never like bother. Thankfully, I've got a jawline, so I don't need it. When you got something like this, you don't really need a beard, you know? Look, we're Edward Snowden. I've been told that many times, and I still deny it, and will continue. It's only because I got glasses on that anyone says that. I take them off, and then what? Now who do I look like? It ain't Edward Snowden anymore, is it? That's the only identifiable trait most people can talk about Edward Snowden is like, oh, that guy's got glasses. I look like a random white guy. Thank you. Looking at brain rot makes you feel old. It probably does age your brain, if I'm being honest with you. You are losing a few years of your life if you consume too much of it. Proper response is someone who says 6, 7 is to say 13 because 6 plus 7 equals 30. Math is beyond these people. Simple addition like that, they're like, what? They'll be like, what? 13 isn't a funny number. Come on now. You're part Asian descent, so I don't grow much facial hair. I even have some, but it's not really thick. I mean, I didn't know that was an Asian trait to not grow a lot of facial hair, but, you know, maybe I'm wrong. When it comes to Resident Evil, what is the de facto best game? Resident Evil 4. Either OG or remake, I would say. Either one's a good choice. After that, I'd say Resident Evil 7. Then some people would probably go to like Resident Evil 2 remake, or I'd say also the Resident Evil 1 remake is really good. Seven is very good. 7 saved the goddamn franchise. I also can't drink a lot of alcohol without getting red skin. That's actually that is an Asian thing I've heard about the where they can't actually properly break it down, so it remains in like some other form inside their system for a long time. It's actually very, very bad. When are we hanging out in person? I don't know. We never set anything up. And I don't know where you live. And I don't believe you know where I live. I would not be that impressive in person, I gotta say. I'm far more entertaining when I'm here on a stream for you. In real life, I will tell you this right now. I do not put nearly as much energy into the conversations as I do when I'm streaming. You're in Connecticut near Hartford. Okay, we are very far away. Like way more than a day drive. Is there anything that can save the Call of Duty franchise? Stop releasing a game every year. Focus on the single player just as much as they do the multiplayer. Stop trying to, like, you know, mix the two. Stop being so predatory with microtransactions. Let them actually use some creativity for once. That will come with letting them have more than 1 year development time between each game. Stop focusing on battle royale. You don't need battle royale or extraction shooters. Focus on what you do well with multiplayer. It's either zombies, the arena style battle multiplayer that you traditionally had, or your single player. Do that stuff. There you go. Problem solved. The Call of Duty franchise should stop being so neoliberal imperial propaganda. I don't know how you do a war game about US, like, US and usually, well, it's usually like US or British, with sometimes another like nationality thrown in there as the part of the team. I don't know how you don't have some of those tendencies in there when it's usually that is being the core of being the good guy side. It's kind of like baked into it. It's like asking Madden not to be Madden game not to be about big meatheads on playing football. Like, I want my Madden to be a first person shooter. Yeah, people can lean right in my chat. I don't mind. I always just say, hey, as long as we respect each other, I'm cool with you. I'm a middle of the road kind of dude. I'd say if I'm politically speaking, I'm probably left leaning moderate more than anything else. But I have plenty of friends who are right wing. Doesn't bother me any. All I ask is you gotta have respect for human rights, and that's it. I have a general game complaint. Can every new release not be 180 gigs? Uh, that's primarily a Call of Duty complaint then. That's about the only game I can think of that is usually that kind of file size. The other ones that have that kind of file size are usually very big RPGs. Don't ever change Dart. I mean, it's a little late for me to be changing. I need a very traumatic event to happen to change me drastically at this point. So if anyone wants to like take a blowtorch to my feet, that might get me to change my mind on some things. Sports games are not games. Those are sports. Star Wars Jedi Survivor. That is a big open world game with a lot of voice acting. So that kind of explains it. Like I said open world games and RPGs. That's the kind of games I can expect them to have big file sizes. I still don't understand why Call of Duty has such a big file size. Your political hot take is the European Union should be abolished. Which European nation do you? Well, if you don't mind answering, which European nation are you part of? Because for the most part, I think most people in Europe benefit from the European Union more than they struggle from it. You're American? I thought so. It's always the people who live outside Europe who kind of say that. I understand. You're allowed to say that even if you're American. It's just funny to me. That's like some Europeans saying, I think the American state should also secede. It's like, really? Them breaking up would break up their trading power is what it would be bad for. They would lose a lot of the ability to trade between the other bigger powers of the world. So it's not likely to happen. It's like they've already seen what happened to Great Britain after they split off from the European Union and how they're struggling. None of them are going to be wanting to do that, I don't think. Garbage in, garbage out. Free trade isn't inherently good. Well, nothing is inherently good, I don't feel. Things have to be made good by people's actions. Because good is determined by the people, involved in a process. Not like a rock. Is a rock inherently good? I mean, someone could pick up that rock and bash your head in with it. Likewise, free trade can, be used to bash your head in with the wrong person holding it. Were I pro Brexit, I'm not, British, so I didn't really have an opinion on the matter. I understood that, one, economically, they'd be probably better off as part of the European Union. It just gives them more trading power and leverage. But I can also understand that maybe that was like sometimes, being part of a bigger group does stifle some things, but I didn't really form much of an opinion on it because it wouldn't affect me much. Didn't really care. If I'm being honest, didn't care too much. If I'd been a Brit, I probably wouldn't have voted for it, I'd imagine. Are you ready for the announcement of the Iraq War 2.0 in about half an hour? God, please no. I'm a millennial, man. I've been through enough of these life-changing of your political events for my one life. I don't need another one to live through. Can we not have, like, a war in South America over fentanyl that whatever the fuck it is being said it's about? Come on, give me a break. Dude, the EU is a fucking disaster. I mean, at this point, what country isn't? What country can anyone point to? Like, that country doing things right. Every country feels like it's a fucking disaster at this point in time. How about we get a Pearl Harbor 2.0? I mean, I don't know how that improves things. With the way things are now, that just drive people even crazier. Democracy and capitalism are both perfect systems. Play MGS2 to change those takes. I don't think I've ever once said democracy and capitalism are perfect systems. I don't believe anyone's ever thought that, truthfully. Unless they were just being, people who like propaganda and ideology might have said that, but no one honestly believes it. Because there's, once again, no perfect system. There's just the best system you can have for yourself. And what trade-offs you're willing to live with. Don't know San Marino is still chilling. San Marino, huh? The one hot take I'll be dropping is the bad things need to happen before people learn their lesson to prevent bad things again. I mean, we have other ways of learning bad lessons. It's just called reading through history. We can see the bad things that happened in the past and not repeat them. I don't think I need to, like, I don't believe every single child needs to, like, touch a hot stove to be told that they shouldn't touch a hot stove. They have to learn through actions. Great Depression 3. I mean, that's what I fear right now more than anything, is like an economic recession turning into depression. Like, the AI bubble bursting will do that to us. Everyone thinks AI sucks, but what if they're wrong? Feels like they're just resorting. I mean, right now AI does fucking suck. It has the promise to be very revolutionary, but it ain't there yet. It's kind of pointless. It can do a few things pretty well. But none of them are, like, I don't know. It's not enough to, like, start replacing people with like they want, but they're trying to anyways. Are there any games you're looking forward to in 2026? AAA, by the way. Yes, right now, Resident Evil 9. Hopefully, Final Fantasy 7 Part 3 will come out next year. I'm assuming maybe a Silent Hill game. Like, I don't know, they've talked about Silent Hill Townfall for a while. That's like the next Silent Hill game. So I'm assuming Townfall is coming next year. And there's several things that got shown off at the Game Awards that look pretty cool that come out next year as well. And I'm willing to be surprised by anything else. This is the first time I'm seeing your face, and what do you think, huh? I don't know why I do the glasses move when anyone says that. Like, I'm looking cool. It's like, yeah, yeah, what do you think of that? It's like, let me show you my face without the glasses, then I can look good. Handsome fella, well, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm taken, by the way. Very likely the remake of Part 3 will be 2027. I feel like we could get remake Part 3 at the end of 2026. That feels doable. So if the AI uprising leads to a more Futurama situation instead of Terminator, I'd rather have robots who threaten to exterminate humanity as opposed to robots who do it. I don't think you'd ever get robots threatening to do anything. They would just do it. They wouldn't give you warning. They wouldn't need to. Why is the American government not releasing all the Abu Ghraib files? Abu Ghraib? You mean the torture facility? Right now, we can't even get the Epstein files out. If there's anything left of Abu Ghraib, I doubt we even, like, know where to find it anymore. Let's see. You played the original FF7. What's your prediction for Part 3? Good question. I'm most curious about how they're going to begin Part 3, because unlike Part 2, there's not a good beginning spot. Like, what happens next in the story is they all travel to, like, Aerith's hometown. And there's nothing, like, exciting about that notion. So I think you're going to see the most changes in Part 3. But I also think they're going to go hard on the giant, the weapon fights. Those are going to be full on, like, kaiju battles and shit. So that one's going to be a big part. I'm kind of interested if they're going to keep the submarine in it. I'm still wondering though if they're going to include Rocket Town in the space part of it at all with Sid, because that did not get brought up in the second game. But other than that, I don't expect too much different. Other than maybe like them focusing hard on like when Tifa takes control of the party to find Cloud. Is any hope for a continuation of the Half-Life series? It's heavily rumored they are working on a new Half-Life 3 right now. We don't know for sure, or if it's still under development, if it got canceled. We just know that they're probably working on something. The ending of Half-Life Alyx strongly suggested they wanted to make a new Half-Life game. It was basically a promise like, come on, Gordon, let's do this shit, finally. So we'll see. But we have to wait till Valve announces something. How are they going to do another time clash with Zack going? I don't know how they're going to do it. The whole thing with Zack in the other world, I have no clue. It's that part of it's still a mess. If they're going to tie that up, I'd love to know how. It feels like they're a little confused on that too. This is the face of the legend. This is the let the legend live again. Yeah, this is me. How you doing? Welcome to the chat. A lot of people have been coming in recently that have never seen my face. Like, well, that's what it looks like. My face has never been a mystery. It's so I even showed it off in one of my Sin videos once before, years ago. You're asking when the hell we're getting another System Shock? I mean, I got an answer for you there. The closest you'll get to a new System Shock, other than a System Shock 2 remake, will be the Ken Levine's Judas. I think that's what it's called. Comes out probably next year. John Ratcliffe with a $2 super chat. Erase 1 from history completely. Resident Evil 4 or Final Fantasy 7. Oof, that's a hard one. Honestly, if I have to choose between them, I'll get rid of FF7. Resident Evil 4 was a very revolutionary game, and FF7 was just a JRPG in 3D, more or less. Everyone won't stop gabbing about Half-Life 3. Meanwhile, I'm asking System Shock. As you well know, Japan didn't become our ally through consent. Well, no, they consensually chose to become our ally after they got, 2 nukes dropped on them. I'd call that consent. Like, enough of that. Sure, we'll be your friends now. We make all of your anime and video games for a couple of decades? Cool. Can I give up a finger instead of Resident Evil 4 or 7? I mean, what if it's like your gamer finger, like your thumb? Then you won't be able to play either. Fun fact, Aya Brea was supposed to have been Aerith's role in Kingdom Hearts, but Nomura's team convinced him to use Aerith as they feared children wouldn't know who she was. I've heard that before, and I think that was a smart move if that was the case. Parasite Eve was a little less known than something like FF7. However, he could have given like Aya a different role in the game. I mean, not that the Final Fantasy characters mattered at all. What do you feel about the High Guard, the last game that came out of the Game Awards? I feel like that's gonna be a flop. That's what I feel. Everything about that smelled like this game is gonna get 2,000 to 3,000 people playing it at launch, and then it'll dwindle off. Concord 2, essentially. I might be wrong. I don't think I am. It smells of like no one's gonna play this garbage. I don't know. I don't. As speaking as someone who doesn't really play that type of game, I might not be the best person to get the take from, but based off what we've seen, the only types of like PvP or PvEP games that seem to succeed are the gritty ones, the ones that have some like dirt and everything else under their fingernails, like Escape from Tarkov, Helldivers 2, Battlegrounds, a few others. They all work basically because the gamer bros get involved with them. Gamer bros don't want to be riding around on unicorns and swinging magic swords at people. They want to like get an AK-47 or equivalent of one and plug it into someone's head from half a map away and then take all their shit. They're not really that interested in fancy, fantastical character designs. They want helmets. They want vests. They might accept a frying pan on the back as some kind of improvised armor, but if you get too over designed with the character designs, it turns them off. At least that's my take on it. So far, none of the very fanciful designs are like the PvE games or PvPvE games that focus on the art design so strongly have succeeded. They've all kind of flopped. Like, just look at the ones that have succeeded. It's the ones that just, straight up, here's some military dudes, and that's about it. So I think that's a mistake. Japan had some protests to not allow Americans to occupy them, but the PM did. I mean, it's kind of hard to like protest about that after you lost the war. You're going to be occupied for a bit. The fact that we only occupied them for a decade is pretty nice for them. Tora actually shows what happened back then, even showing some of the warplane battles. But Squall and Aya being friends makes so much sense and potentially cause a different type of shipping war, huh? You just want the shippers to go nuts. That's what you want. When we for Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophecy will blow up spectacularly. Naughty Dog has to find a way for Drake to bring Joel from the dead to save their war. Well, I mean, I'm waiting to see gameplay from that. So far, we haven't really seen anything except for like girl in spaceship. Who knows? Maybe the gameplay will be really good and make up for the weird character designs. Japan is basically a U.S. satellite. I definitely don't really see Japan as a U.S. satellite. I don't know. I think there's a much clearer distinction for a satellite country. Like Japan, definitely we trade heavily with them, and they're reliant on us in some ways. But that relationship could end, and I think Japan would be fine. Whereas a satellite country would struggle way more with that. What about the name Nathan Drake after Sir Francis Drake? Because Sir Francis Drake is a big part of the plot in 2 of those games. That's why. It's just like that he's tied to that character. You're gonna stream Reanimal? If it ends up being good, I'm waiting. I want to wait to see reviews for it. Remember how badly the shipping was for FF7 between Tifa and Eris, as her old name was? I recall the days of that, but yeah, they've tried to avoid that in the remake by having them be the best of friends. Good evening, hey, Zakami, how you doing? Japan doesn't have a standing army. Japan does have well, they have a self-defense force. The reason they don't want to call it an army because they're supposedly not supposed to have one of those. But their actual self-defense force is very, very well equipped. They actually have they don't have aircraft characters. They have helicopter assault carriers, which are not aircraft carriers, even though they can launch aircrafts off them, specifically F-35s, and they have done that. But yeah, Japan has actually a very well-equipped military. They just don't really use it for much other than actual self-defense. The last stream of that game is legendary. Which game? When everything is broken down, the US heavily owns Japan, but we don't interfere with them. I mean, again, I don't think we own Japan. We work with them, and they do rely on us to like buy weapons of us and stuff. But that makes sense in my opinion. We make damn good weapons. And they're a strategic ally in those regards, because hey, Pacific's pretty important, you know. But I don't know. I might be naive, and maybe they give them too much, leeway. But I don't know. I don't think of them as a client state. I don't even like the term client state. It just feels subservient. In Valhalla, you're talking about vampire. Why is the Pacific important? A lot of countries are found on the Pacific. A lot of very important countries. You got Japan, Korea, China, Russia, all of Southeast Asia, Australia, just America, Canada, Mexico. It's all that's good part of South America. A lot of resources there. It's like global trade routes. It's important for many reasons. Fishing. Put it there. Yeah, just trust me on that one. Am I a weeb? I read manga. Does that make me a weeb? I think that makes me a weeb. I do read manga. I occasionally watch an anime. Where am I from, amigo? I am from America. Specifically, Southern America. Not South America, Southern U.S. Definitely a weeb and proud. You know what? There's nothing to be ashamed of. It just means you like a form of entertainment. Have you watched the True Detective yet? No, I haven't watched it. Mm, sleeping lots. Missed stream last night since you fell asleep. Did lots of clean today. Had a small nap, but still tired. Well, I signed a contract to get all my like content up on like various MSN platforms today, so that was a pretty good thing. Then I went and celebrated by getting really damn good Mexican food. That's been my day. Have I seen the Blue Eye Samurai? I've almost watched the Blue Eye Samurai show on Netflix a couple times, but I keep going right past it to look for other stuff. Hoorah, hoorah. That's right, Chad. You may soon see my videos popping up in your Windows start menu. Think about that. You'll just hit your start menu on Windows desktop and there'll be one of my videos. Or if you use the Bing browser, it might just display one for you. That's now what that will mean for you. Anyone ever watch Tenchi Muyo? I remember watching bits and pieces of Tenchi Muyo back on like the old Toonami days and not understanding it. Twitch is acting weird, saying my message is similar to other previously. Twitch has been weird recently for a lot of people. You believe in the Emperor of Mankind? Praise be. I mean, if I were playing Warhammer, I'd be an orc. I'd play orcs. So I don't know what that means for you, but the orcs would only be the only race that interests me. Sorry. I will placate you by saying the Emperor protects though. How about that? The Emperor protects. You're definitely the dad bod type who brags about America's military power. You're the dad bod type. We should all be so lucky. I always hear dad bods are comfy. Tenchi Muyo, that 90s anime harem. Yeah, it's one of the like the early I think harem animes where all the alien girls are just infatuated with like some boring Japanese dude because he's nice to them. You know, being nice in Japan is apparently like an irresistible aphrodisiac. You nice to a girl over there, they just like, oh my god, I'm gonna marry that guy. Along with all these other bitches around him. Fucking nerds, you're right, doctor. Fuck these nerds. Let's go watch manly things like biking shows and sumo matches. I'm not sure. What is the manly TV now? I want nothing but a television show about men crushing beer cans on their forehead. How was Manhunt? Disappointing. I was not into Manhunt. Manly TV is Nick. I have never heard Nick Fuentes described as manly before. The Catboy guy. Yeah, I don't know. I think you need a new definition of manly. Man, it was prime gay. There's a reason I was never interested in Manhunt back in the day, and my intuition was correct. It's kind of a very clunky mess. That's what all the manly men. If that's what the manly men are now considering being manly, then we won. Because that is the most unmanly man I can think of. Like that man is so closeted gay that it's like just falling out of him. Not that being manly and gay can't be coincide with each other, but he's like, yo, that kid's something else. From the stories I've heard, anyways. Glad you weren't showing just how fucking ass Rockstar's gameplay was for many years. I'm surprised we're all. It's an opinion I've held for a long time. It wasn't really until Red Dead. I'd say Bully was the first game that played semi decently, and then you got the Red Dead and finally GTA 5. But yeah, most of their games did play like ass. We just like gave them like a lot of leeway because they let us sleep with hookers and then kill them, amongst other things. Like, but then again, I would say even today, like if you cannot really, despite the supposed freedom you have in games like Grand Theft Auto 5 and even Red Dead Redemption 2, you really still have to do the missions the way they want you to do them. You can't really like use your creativity in the world around you to play the missions in any way other than the way they want it done. And I still think that's one of their bigger weaknesses. Because there's definitely games that let you do that and solve problems organically. Also, John Rackler with a $5 super chat. Underwood, any day you want to get smoked in the gym, be my guest. Cardio, body weight, strength training, name it. You aren't finishing my routine. Do we have like a duel going down in YouTube chat? Internet tough guy challenge number 1. Put it up on the board. Do I believe San Andreas was a good hit? I believe San Andreas is a great game. The plot, the characters were all like, mwah, excellent shit. I will, however, say that gameplay-wise, it got fucking annoying at times. I don't know if anyone who liked the flying in that game. I don't know if anyone who liked having to like fight for like control of the gangs at any point in the game. That being said, there was a game that had some excellently well done mission ideas. Then it also had some ones that were really terrible. But that game was like, oh yeah, the plot and characters sold it the fuck out of it. Gameplay wise, it was slightly better than slightly better than Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City, but still had a lot of the same issues. But plot and character is what made me love that game. Not so much the moment-to-moment gameplay. It was the first one you could play and not be annoyed by, though. You like San Andreas is still my favorite Grand Theft Auto game, even regardless of its issues. When anime Twitter grifters get over their hatred of heterosexuality, they realize there is some harem anime with genuine merit and story. Infinite Stratos was lewd as hell, but I didn't know the Twitter grifters were. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people who dislike harem anime. I will make fun of all anime, even especially harem, but I just always think that it's funny how like the most boring man imaginable in harem anime just gets all these ladies. Because I never see what they see in him to this day. But hey, I ain't trying to harsh your yum over there, as they say on Twitter. Harsh the yum. I don't like that phrase, but it gets thrown around a lot these days. Don't harsh their yum, man. I'm not intending to harsh anybody's yum, but I will take some cracks at it. Because that's how we grow as people. Taking cracks at each other and the things they love. Think it's going to be a new The Last of Us game, maybe a prequel. I honestly hope there isn't. I don't know what they can do with it at this point other than have Ellie try to like, you'll get a cure made. And I feel like that's going to suck. They should just let it lie at this point. The story feels told. Harsh your yum. It's yuck your yum. Harsh your whatever. Look, I think harsh your yum is a better phrase. How about that than yuck your yum? You don't have to use yuck just because it's got a Y in there. Uh, you have no personality. I mean, do any of us? I'm not sure if you're talking to me or anyone else, but I try to have a personality. I'm working on it. I've got like 300,000 people to watch me. They seem to think I got one. What do you expect for the new Mass Effect game? I expect it to be canceled. That's what I expected at this point. I do not think it's going to exist. Especially with EA getting bought up by the Saudi Arabia and other such individuals. I don't think that game is going to survive. You have a personality, a good one. Thank you. I'm now reaffirmed. Characters are pretty much always two-dimensional, pun intended. Better off learning an actual skill or reading a book about history. I love history. That's one of my favorite topics. And I do read a lot of books. Got a library, in fact. Mass Effect is still a thing. It hasn't been a thing for a while, and I don't know if it's ever going to be a thing again. You can keep your fingers crossed if you want, but I have doubts. You don't need to poke bass clap. Everything's fine, Buff. Let's see. Oh, I thought you were like poking base to get like, oh, I thought you were trying to like, get base to do something moderation or something. I think everything's fine. Sorry about that. Let's Let's see. Did Dart say he was an analog? He has an analog library of book. I say I have a book, a library, like I have a bunch of books at home. That's what I was saying. I got something that contains books. You see, I believe Uma Masume deserved their award. I don't really care, to be honest with you. I made some jokes about it, but I don't really care whoever wins any awards at the Game Awards. I watch the Game Awards for trailers. Whoever wins doesn't really affect me whatsoever, or my opinion on things. I do think it's like gotcha games for the most part are barely games at times, or at least shouldn't be up for awards. I don't really see the unless you have the best gotcha game award, honestly, or best anime game award or something. But it's not. It doesn't matter to me. What do I do for a living? I am a content creator, actually. So I entertain people for a living. You remember LJ? What is this? LJN Games? I'm not ringing any bells. Is this some obscure like publisher? Go back to calling people communists or whatever your mouth breathers do. No one calls people communists in my chat. No one even knows what anyone is anymore. You didn't mean to make John crash out. I don't think he is crashing out. I don't really see crash outs happening right now. I just see people like, making some jank, doing something, that's for sure. During, would you rather be able to lift a car or run a 4-minute mile? The 4-minute mile sounds more interesting to me. If you want to be able to lift a car, you need several other superpowers. Like you're going to need very dense bones to keep your bones from cracking under the weight. And also the ability to make the ground you're standing on a lot stronger to hold up to like not collapse under you. So I'll just take the running fast. That's the better off long-term health anyways. Did I play the Urban Chaos from... I did not. I did, however, since I'm currently playing through a lot of older games for like, just for the fuck, shits and giggles of it, I did look at that one briefly. LGM was a video game software developer in the 80s and 90s. Did they make those really shitty laser games where you are like full motion video games for Laserdisc? Spec Ops: The Line? Blech. Sorry, had some in my throat. Making some jank. I mean, we all make jank. I'm not talking military pressing a car, just like lift it up from the back. Nah, that doesn't sound very useful. Versus being able to run a 4-minute mile. I actually do have quite a bit of stamina as well. I'm already a stamina freak. So it's already fits me pretty well to be able to run a 4-minute mile. You love being able to lift the car? Hey, everyone's got their preferred superpower. Or like partial superpower, I guess. You'd be willing to check out, if you can, State of Emergency. I know of this game you speak of. It is not good. It is not a good game. I maybe will consider checking it out though, because I've kind of always been curious about it. I just know it plays like ass. I've seen videos of it. Like that was set up as like Rockstar's next big thing after Grand Theft Auto 3. It came out, no one paid any attention to it. It like came out and disappeared. You've played it, it is not good, right, brother? Which game? There's a game called State of Emergency from Rockstar. They released it right after Grand Theft Auto 3. It's not good. It's basically like a riot simulator, but bad. How is Tormented Souls 2? Is it good for people that enjoyed the first one? If you like the first one, I'd say, yeah, you can like Tormented Souls 2 because it doesn't really change anything. It plays pretty much exactly the same. I think you get more weapons in it. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty much that. So if you're looking for a recommendation for it, yeah, sure, why not? I haven't finished it yet, and I probably won't stream any more of it because I've kind of streamed as much of it as I'd like to. It does seem like they've gone a little overboard with the amount of puzzles in it, though. Is there a story to the Warriors? It's been so long. The story of the Warriors, I mean, it's basically the plot of the movie, kind of like done again. And that is like a group of like a gang gets set up by a to take the fall for the murder of some like leader, and then all the other gangs of the city come after them. They did a lot of video game adaptations of movies and cartoons. All the Warriors just go home, but it's complicated. Have you ever asked where your fans are from? Well, people often volunteer that information where they're from. They'll say what country or like state they're from. I don't really want to like just like bu- ask people very private information because I don't really share exactly where I'm from. So I can't exactly expect other people to start telling me where they're from if I'm like to say what state I'm living in. Hmm. Shalom, shalom. Your hair looks nice. Hey, base, thank you. I just threw some gel in it right before stream. Just because it was kind of, I took a shower, so it was looking kind of flat. So just gelled it up. Did you shower? Yep. Make gaming American again. I mean, it's kind of is right now, as Japan isn't exactly putting out a lot of good games right now. It's primarily Europe, the US, and I feel like Korea is the rising star. And beware of open flames. It ain't like trust me, it ain't that kind of gel. Ain't that kind of gel, I'm afraid. Dude is trying his hardest to get people upset. Some people try to do that. It's best to just make fun of them when they do. How come the US doesn't really make best-selling games? I mean, we still do. We release plenty of them. I think more so than anyone else right now. It's just that we've also released a lot of, when you release that many games, you release a lot of shit. Trust me, other countries release just as many shitty games. Someone running their mouth. Okay, calm down over there in YouTube chat. Official stamp of calm downness hitting the table. People getting upset, I will like, come down like, okay. Blow smoke in someone's face if I have to. Did I watch 28 Years Later? What do you think about that movie? I did not like it. I thought it was like, I did not wait years for this movie for this to be it. Though to be fair, I didn't like the second movie that much either. It's really just only the first movie that I enjoy. Could be interested to see Silent Hill Origins. Haven't seen, let alone played this one. Neither am I. I'm going in blind. I know it's about a trucker and it's like a prequel to the first game. But other than that, I don't really know much about it. Can you get a shout out? All right. Mr. or Mrs. Marshall Curtin. How you doing? Hopefully you had this up on your TV so the entire family could hear me say your name. Once more, Marshall Curtin. There you go. Hope that made your day. Think about playing the Chinese-themed Souls games shown at the Gaming Awards. That's basically every game coming out of China right now is a Souls-like. I feel like I feel like China is ruining the Souls franchise. They're just releasing too many like Souls clones, and it's drowning the entire originalness of that franchise or that genre. So I'm not exactly thrilled with what they're doing. Like, I understand that they're like diving headfirst into making AAA games, but does every single one of them need to be Souls game with a very attractive woman in it? Or a monkey, I guess. Come on, you can try making a first-person shooter, China. It's not that hard. What is my favorite video game? Usually I say Deus Ex, but it could also be Final Fantasy IX or Resident Evil 4, or maybe even Half-Life 2. Also, a neat FPS game set in World War II China from Chinese devs. I have not seen this one. However, it's set during World War II, huh? Well, then again, hey, if we can make propaganda about World War II, I guess they can as well. I shouldn't be so, like, off-put by it. Did you get sailed with the Atomic Heart trailer? I mean, I'll be playing it just because I like weird... I do like the art style and the sci-fi weirdness of the first Atomic Heart game. I just thought the game played like ass. But I gave it marks for its, like, artistic aesthetic and creativity for, like, the visuals. And I feel like the Atomic Heart 2 game will be more or less the same. Like a mess of gameplay, but damn does it show you something interesting every once in a while. I'm more interested in the game coming from Munfish called Ill. That one that I've had my eye on for quite a while. Trying to avoid FPS because of the insane restrictions. Yeah, I kind of figured that was part of it. But it's like the only game they're allowed to make like Soulsborne clones. I feel like they can do like a turn-based RPG at the very least. Didn't you also hate the playable characters? And yeah, all the characters in Atomic Heart sucked. Except for the vending machine that would rape you. Weirdly enough, that was the best character in the game. I don't know why, but it worked. It was legitimately kind of funny. Favorite food? Pizza. Or tacos. Pizza and tacos. Is it really propaganda if it's historical? Good question, but if you take history and then like change a few details to make yourself look better in it and also like not reveal all the things that you also may have done that people should know about, at that point I think it becomes, propaganda. But like I said, America's made Call of Duty games, and I'd consider that basically like American propaganda at times. Especially the ones set in World War II. Japanese were evil? Yes, they were, but also China was pretty fucking evil in that war. Not trying to I hate doing the both sides of this one, but literally the China during World War II, the Chinese government like broke some goddamn levees to like slow the Japanese advance, killed millions of their own people just to like delay the Japanese. I think that's a pretty evil military tactic, along with several other things they did. That was the nationalists. Yeah, I'm aware. The nationalists and the communists, had to like put their civil war aside to fight the Japanese at the time, but they both did some pretty atrocious things. It doesn't matter what their ideology was; they were Chinese. You don't care for the twins in Atomic Heart. You didn't succumb to their sexy movements. I thought they were visually interesting to be like robot ballerinas, and that they made them into like combatants with ballet moves. I didn't exactly like pop chub over them, if I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't like, oh god, I gotta jerk off to these two fucking robots right now. That didn't happen. Maybe some people did. Wasn't me. Couldn't even find Alfred and Alexia alluring either. I mean, I'm sorry, but I need a face. Doesn't matter what their ideology was. They're Chinese. I mean, yeah, they were Chinese. Ideology doesn't change your nationality. Did the Days to Die dev things their game wasn't complete garbage? Days to Die? 7 Days to Die? I never played 7 Days to Die. Never got into that kind of game. Ballerina robots were the best things to come out of Russia. Well, I can't argue with you there. Let's see. That shit's not like Nazi behavior. They don't know what's Nazi behavior. Think Dart is classy. I try to be. I try to be. I don't know how if I succeed though. Let's see. Underwood is back. Swan Lake theme plays. Did they ever play Swan Lake in that? No, I guess they wouldn't do that. That's bad memories for a lot of Russians. You gonna watch 28 years later, The Bone Temple? I don't know. I was so bored with the 28 years later that I don't really feel much desire to watch its follow-up movie. I might do it just to see what the hell they were doing at the very end when like the weird like British gang in their multicolored costumes come out to kill zombies like they're Power Rangers. Just to see what the hell they were thinking with that. But I don't really have high hopes for it. Game, we're playing Silent Hill Origins, and I'll be playing it shortly. Don't worry. Don't you worry. I will get to game. Don't know how you can be a dick to like 5 people in chat and think you were in the right. People are fucking delusional. Okay, you guys are gonna start tell me if you're talking about me or someone else because I'm confused. When are they gonna make an Undertale movie? Hopefully they don't. Not everything needs to be a movie. What is game? Game is thing that you press buttons and simulated things happen. Someone in chat, Dart. Okay, I was kind of figured I wasn't being an asshole to anyone. If I'm being an asshole, then everybody's an asshole right now. People in YouTube chat are arguing. That's the thing. I keep thinking that myself, but I can't really find the topic of what the argument would be about. So I was like, is that really an argument if there's no topic? Please don't call people in chat pathetic either. You can disagree with, I mean, let's keep it like Twitch chat is not a call out place, or like you know the chats are a place for calling people out. Unless, but if someone's being like inappropriate, then like me or one of the mods deal with it. I try to keep the chat from at least insulting each other. Insult me if you have to. That makes it easier to ban you too. Don't call people pathetic, call them lowly tarnished. Yeah, call them like, yeah, you instead of telling them that they're, pathetic, say they suck at Dark Souls. How about that? John Ratcliffe with a $5 super chat. 3 goons ran their mouths and now I'm now expertly trolling all 3. Well, let's consider bygones be bygones and stop with any trolling with each other. It's better to just like have fun and joke around with each other, because let me tell you something, no one wins an internet battle. Trolling isn't even effective anymore because people have developed thick enough skin for the most part that it rolls right off them. So even if you think you're trolling someone, it usually doesn't even like have any effect on them, and it just like makes them go lol whatever, or okay fine. You ever play World of Final Fantasy? No, I did not. I know what you're talking about though. I remember that game coming out and I was kind of curious about it, but I never got around to playing it. And weirdly enough, I don't hear about it. Can you even buy that game anymore? I feel like maybe Square Enix delisted it. John responded with ribbing to a threat. No threats then. If I say threats, I will shut those down. 28 years later reminds me of The Last of Us. I didn't get that feeling from 28 years later. I thought that was a very different story and not a very good one. So shut John down. I'm trying to shut down whatever this argument is because I don't even know what people are upset over. But that's what I'm currently trying to do. Let's stop insulting each other or trying to troll each other. It doesn't really do anything other than bring down the entire mood of the chat. So whatever it was, consider it past the point of anyone being able to read it now without scrolling up way past where you can even scroll up to, and just drop it. How about that? Can we all do that? In fact, why am I asking? Do that. Just gonna tell you, like, calm the fuck down. Everybody. Putting the kids in his place. I mean, I'm gonna take the chicken nuggies away from you. All right? No chicken nuggies. I know that's like the threat all of you fear. Hey, Lucky, what's up? Don't make me turn. Don't make me turn. Don't make me go. No, I'll be scared of that. Don't make me go get the switch from the tree. That's the phrase I was taught to fear. Because I got whipped as a kid. Not the chicken nugget. The chicken nuggies. The dino chicken nugget. All the you won't get nothing. No chicken nuggies. No chicken nuggies. We won't be going to Wendy's. You think they'll make it 28 millennia later? If they haven't figured out a way to solving the zombie problem in Britain 28,000 years later, they don't really have much to hope at that point. Parents taught me that one. I had no idea what they meant by switch until they explained it. Yeah, I had to go cut the switches off that would be used on me. And I try to choose like the weakest one, or I'd like bend it in a few places until I realized that made it worse. Have you ever played the Manhunt games? I just played Manhunt last night, actually. And I did not like it. I'm afraid. It wasn't speaking to me. And I can't really stream Manhunt 2 because that's an AO rated game. Couldn't play that one. I don't plan to make a video on them anytime soon. What's my favorite zombie game? Does Half-Life 2 count as a zombie game? Because that's probably that one. If not, then Left 4 Dead 2. Too edgy. Got my first intro to the Switch when I crashed into the TV one time, huh? Burger King. Burger King is not a place to eat at. Burger King is a location to give directions, as in turn left at the Burger King. Or you set up booby traps there for anyone unsuspecting people who come by. Was there a World War Z video game? There was a World War Z game that was kind of like a Left 4 Dead clone. It wasn't worth playing. Just like there was also a Back 4 Blood game that was a Left 4 Dead clone. That was made by the former Left 4 Dead devs. It also wasn't worth playing. Just stick with Left 4 Dead 2. You're here for Dart Open Mic Night. That's the same. That's every stream, though. You love Burger King fries. They are crispy. Well, they can't. Any fry from any fast food restaurant can be crispy if you get there right after they come out of the fryer. If you get there like a few minutes after that, they start getting that sog to them. That sog fry. You don't want the sog fry. Nintendo Switch from a tree. I mean, somehow someone made that happen. But I usually don't like gambling with the fries because I don't need the calories anyways. But whenever I try to get fries, I usually get like, 10 minutes after they come out of the fryer, so they're kind of like limp and getting cold. And ain't that good anymore. You should play the PS2 horror game, The Suffering. I've thought about it. I played a demo of that many years ago on the PS2 and thought it was pretty cool. So I might do that at some point because I've heard that game is pretty alright. It's still pretty alright, but we'll see. But I've already got like a pretty big log. Okay, I didn't intentionally make that sound dirty. I was going to say backlog there, but I kind of left off a word. Got a pretty big log, chat. Backlog, I mean. Got a pretty large backlog of old games to maybe play through, or at least check out. So maybe eventually we get to that. Don't believe you. That was unintentional. You heard me stop as soon as I said it. How could I add belief to my words other than the proof and evidence before you? That I literally like closed my eyes and realized what I had said the moment it left my lips. The moment the log left my lips, I knew I'd stepped in it. All right. All right. Let's get a video game going here. All right. Let's see. Where are you? There you are. Did kind of cringe a little bit. See, I got proof. Visual evidence. No spoilers, please. Well, like I said, this is the prequel to Silent Hill 1. So I'm assuming it's going to be showing how Harry even had that little girl at the beginning. Hold on a second. You might get OBS to like actually like register the game. There we go. Looks good. Oh, and that made it crash. Thank you, game. Hold on. Try that again. The Western Silent Hill game, you're not missing much. I'm aware. I'm aware. When did this game come out? This game was originally a PlayStation portable game, actually. And then it got a PS2 release sometime afterward. This is one of the worst. I can't imagine this game being worse than Downpour, honestly. I mean, listen to that, that Italian music. I always wonder why the old Silent Hill games have like an Italian theme to their main theme. If that's what it is. Come on, show game. Playing this on Pakistani GameCube. Yes, I am playing this on my Pakistani GameCube. As always. (16:9), please. You got a mode for that? You get drunk at a party and actually bang a dude thinking it's a chick. Does that make you gay? No, of course. Realistically, no, that does not make you gay. Gay means you have to be attracted to the same gender. And if you're just like making a mistake of like you're getting very, very drunk and sleeping with someone of the same gender, that technically doesn't make you gay. So I hope you like the clinical, actual scientific answer. All right. Wait. That is the cutest little pew, pew, pew menu sound I've ever heard. It sounds like the sound effect out here in the menu of like a Barbie game. No settings? No settings? Alright, new game. What's my favorite Silent Hill protagonist? I've always liked James. Well, you're not really supposed to like James, but I've understood James the most. But I do like Heather a lot in Silent Hill 3. I think Heather might actually be my favorite. Yeah, we can leave all that on. Tips. Yeah, $5 for that game. Lucky said she's gonna sing tonight. She's gonna be recording your song, I believe, tonight, John.
Treetop tall and wall to wall. Travis, you messed up son of a bitch.
Oh, my people speak.
Late on a gig, bud. I'm taking the shortcut past Silent Hill. Stopping for coffee as soon as I hit Brahms. I'm beat.
Bad dreams still keeping you awake. I told you, man, a girl or two would go a long way. Sleep like a baby with a chick in your cab.
Guess I just don't meet the right girls, bud.
Is he like asking us to get like a trucker prostitute?
Hey, chill. You don't see me bringing up your issues.
No need. My old lady keeps me fully informed of my failings. The girl keeps notes.
You mean she hasn't left you yet?
Any day now. See you around, Travis. Take it easy.
$5 super chat from Delay BRs. The composer for Silent Hill was heavily inspired by the band Portishead, which used that Italian style in some of their songs. Oh, thank you for that. I didn't know that actually. Okay, come on. There you go. Pull yourself together, Pakistani GameCube. Trauma. Thank you. At Cube for the win. It struggles sometimes. Wasn't it raining just a second ago? Where'd the rain go? Oh shit, I left my keys in there. Now I'm stuck. Okay, in this situation, your first safe haven is back in the truck cab. No, not gonna do that. Can you imagine a good Silent Hill game where the protagonist does have some sort of baggage or trauma they're mentally dealing with? Could I imagine a good Silent Hill game where the protagonist doesn't have some sort of baggage or trauma they're not... I mean, I would say Harry from Silent Hill 1 is not dealing with any of his own personal trauma.
Huh?
He looks so bratty.
Hey, come back!
That girl. Have you seen a little girl? No, no trucker would just leave their truck parked in the middle of the road like that. Yeah, we're gonna head on to like Brahms. Alright. Punch. We have a map. Okay, so far this ain't so bad. I have a run button. I don't know what that sound comes from, but I like the digital, like, digital twang.
Is it lonely where you are? In there?
Never Alone with
Does
Hemingway.
the darkness know your name? Does mine? What's it like? Can you feel? She said her blood turns to ash.
Well, song.
Laughing, Dad, do you know what you've done this time to me? Burning eyes,
Here's Went Backwards.
forgive you.
This is a banger. Yeah, this is a good mood song.
Drives on, and deep in me.
I've actually never heard the theme song for this game either. The camera angle's not that.
Oh, fuck. It's smoke. My God.
You can't see me, right?
Someone's in there.
I know what this house is. Why does he look like just a dude? Because he is just a dude. He's literally just a trucker. Deburashed, sir, a second copyright claim has hit the stream. A copyright claim. Because of the music playing. Who cut the wait, did the music get cut out of the stream on YouTube? That can't be real. YouTube doesn't do that retroactively. Yeah, they usually ask you to mute it or something, or they like blank out the entire screen. So I think it's a joke. We're good. Music cut from, oh yeah, the music did cut from the cut. Oh damn.
You're coming with me.
I think I would have chose some different words there. Like, are you alright? Are you alive? Are you in pain? What's with this weird blood thing on the ground? Strange symbol. Looking at it makes my head hurt. Guy has good lung capacity, hasn't coughed once. Are you alright to a young girl looks like she's microwaved in an oven? I mean, yeah, actually. It's just like normal reaction to seeing someone heavily injured. Is to actually like begin assessing the situation. Like, are you conscious? Are you alright? Anything like that. That was nice. Satan's helping me out tonight. What's up, Fresh? How you doing, man? You just made $1.7. What is it? $17.76.
Safe now. Hey!
You thought you
Someone
smelled
help
barbecue.
her.
Bad.
Where is everyone?
Oh, like a bonus to the military. I see. Thank you, babe. I'm sure we can afford that. No, you're all right. You love free money. I mean, I don't blame you for taking free money offered. Especially during the Christmas season.
Where am I?
Shit, I was going to Vegas.
Silent Hill. What happened last night? That girl. Did she make it? They would have taken her to the hospital.
This man's reaction to this
Coon
is very
Street.
strange. Coon
I
Street.
need to see if she's okay.
Alchemilla Hospital, huh? Let's see, do I recognize... What part of Silent Hill is it? Riverside Motel. Alright. Alright. We're right next to it, huh? You know what? So far, this feels actually like I'm playing like Silent Hill 1 or 2 again, to a degree, in terms of gameplay. It doesn't really feel like the shitty, like, other American Silent Hill games. That tried to be something very different. Silent Hill is supernatural. It is not fucking drug hallucination. I mean, I know it is. I'm aware of... I mean, drugs are involved in Silent Hill. And the most recent Silent Hill game was a mix of the two. Because depending on which ending you got, it was all either a drug hallucination or something to do with the gods fucking around with you. But the original games had both drugs and the supernatural happening simultaneously. Like the cult in Silent Hill 1 used drug abuse to like keep people in town in line. While they were trying to summon their god. Didn't they have drugs in Homecoming too? Well, yeah, that's just a continuation of the cult stuff, so yeah. The White Claudia. Do I have stamina? Hold on. See an alleyway, I'm gonna go down it. Lisa Garland was addicted to, you know, White Claudia. Something about this place seems familiar, you know? I mean, well, I think we've been to Alchemilla Hospital before in the series. They have way too many speed limit signs. Yeah, also 35 miles per hour in like a residential zone like this, that's pretty fast. What does it say? The ambulance have brought her in. What port is this? This is the PS2 version of the game. Oh, that's the safe. Is Dartigan emulating? Sir, this is a Pakistani GameCube, I'll have you know. I only play on actual hardware, with physically bought purchased versions of the game. A public notice under construction. Currently, the second and third floors of the hospital are undergoing renovations. At this time, they are closed to patients and visitors. Work continues in earnest, and the hospital management team thanks you for the continued cooperation as we try to minimize the disruption. We estimate the construction will be completed within 6 months. Chairman of Alchemilla Board. I'm a play on OG hardware guy myself. I mean, there's a certain romanticism to it, isn't there? It's like, yeah, it's like having a good wine. You can taste the tannins of the game. So what do you have an anti-aliasing upscaling setting at? The Pakistani GameCube comes with that built in. Got some new additional bells and whistles. Also, I got an HDMI port installed into it. That's actually a real mod you can get for a PS2, by the way. In fact, you can actually get like you can have new hardware installed in your PS2 to give it anti-aliasing as well. Because I've looked into like modding my actual Dreamcast. Those very specific things. Why is my flashlight off? Okay, I guess I don't have the ability to turn it off and on. Public bathroom in the hospital locks from the inside. Don't question it. It's just how this world works. Alright, what have we got in here? Missed going into the exam room. I should probably go back and check that. And it's locked. Alright, moving on. Check your prostate, by the way. Any game ever let you do that before? We're gonna need you to come in for a prostate exam. Like in Metal Gear Solid 4, you should have had to have Snake get an actual prostate exam. He was at the age for it. Alright. What about the medicine room? Come on, why is my flashlight not on? Can't leave until I know what happened to that girl. Alright. Staff lounge then. He's blocking it, can't open the door. This is always the least fun part of any Silent Hill game, checking to like figure out which doors you can get into. Yeah, hit that snare drum.
Hey, you a doctor?
Can I help you?
That fire last night. The girl who was burned. Is she here?
A girl? We've received no new patients in the last day or so. Was she hurt?
She was burned all over.
Are you a relative? What did you say her name was?
I don't know her name. I was the one who saved her from the fire. She must have been brought here. Is there another hospital?
I'm sorry. Perhaps someone in reception could help you. I have urgent business to attend to.
Is that going to be the guy from the... I think that is the guy from the first game. Forgot what his name was. Kaufman. Yeah, that's Kaufman. Let himself go over the years. Well, maybe it's the stress of the job. Alright. I'm going to assume the elevator we can't get into, so we got to take the stairs. Basement? Second floor. Gonna have the greatest stream in the history of YouTube maybe ever. If you look over in Mexico, they don't have streams like this. Well, thank you. That's someone hyping me up to a level I can never possibly live up to. I mean, I can start talking in funny voices like I'm Burnt Peanut and use an avatar. Maybe that'll help. That's probably how you make it big as a streamer these days. You think the hospital has a burn ward? I mean, I'd imagine all major hospitals have, like, burn treatment center areas.
Yes?
It just seems... Oh, hey, hello, nurse. You're not supposed to be here.
What?
Shit. I'm not trying to walk toward her, I swear. Trying to give me some of the freaking like fentanyl. How do I get to my menu? I think my flashlight is on. That is a lie. Lucky quarter. Being hit by a truck, or is that just the music? Where's my truck? I mean, where's my hammer? I don't know if you guys can hear me right now. Let me turn this down a little bit. Jesus, Yakira Yamoka. Can you hear me now? Alright, am I legible? I'm trying to equip a hammer right now. I'm equipping it. Okay, can I? Yes, I'm aware that's I want to use this hammer. Can I use it? Oh, you can hear me now. Thank you. Can I get out of the menu so I can fight without unequipping it? Let me just leave real quick and see if I come back in with the actual hammer equipped. Right. That says equip, but when I try to leave, it unequips it. Okay, you could. Okay, there's a quick select with the D-pad. Alright, how's my health? Status is grainy, I guess. Well, that was, I made that way harder than it needed to. Nut. Thank you. Thank you for the nut. Oh, is you lucky? She's very pleased with herself. All right. Currently it's stained with blood. Some of it still seems wet. Hope this isn't Chris's blood. Still near the beginning. Yeah, this is the first area in the game. So we have not accomplished much. We just got our first weapon. Preliminary diagnosis, 3rd degree burns. Patient is unconscious. Something has prevented damage spreading to the internal organs. Tissue damage is limited to the epidermis and extremities of limbs. How is this possible? Okay, we got the dark world over there on the other side of the mirror. Something wrong with the mirror. The reflection isn't right. What do you mean the reflection isn't right? Well, I can tell the room is different, but... So I just realized the mouse is on screen. That's pretty cool. I did that in high school.
You're the girl from the fire. How did you... I'm seeing things. This ain't right.
Just getting right into the dark world, huh? I mean, I guess it was... You got some plastic lungs. Alright. Breathe. Alright, so we can transfer back and forth. Is there anything else in that room? It was empty. I guess that was, you know, that was all we get in here is a pair of lungs. Nope, there's a way on. Okay, this is instantly more creepy than Silent Hill F. Just because it uses the old school music and style. Alright, where am I headed? soundtrack made next to a train station. Unironically, that's kind of what they're going for, is industrial horror sounds. Something's blocking it, can't open the door. Like, the whole idea is the idea of, like, hearing machine noise in the distance and it being kind of unnatural. It's like if you go into like a weird dark air place and you hear like a hum of some kind of weird machine that you can't identify what kind of machine it is, it's kind of unsettling. Chat really justifying wars. Let's not, I don't think we have any good wars right now. We don't really need one. Let's see. The bathrooms, then everything up here. This may be the most locked door percentage I've ever come across in a Silent Hill game already. You're out. Hey, Soul Sizzle, you have a good night. Hope you enjoy the stream tonight. YouTube messing up so bad, even the chat's going crazy. You guys alright over there? What's YouTube doing tonight? It's fucking up so much. Alright. I said before, knock off the stupid arguments over there in YouTube chat. This ain't the place for it. No one's gonna win any arguments. I don't know why you're bothering. I can think of a few places to discuss your whatever point you're trying to make. I can think of better places than a gaming stream. You sticking around? Oh, I thought you said you were leaving. Here, watch me pick up an organ. Let's see. Parts of the note are obscured. Worry not, I have used the to contain her power. No one will come to her aid. One of the five. Hide them, protect them. But I mean, stop arguing with each other. It's pointless. Don't want to have to, like, whip out my ability, my authority if I don't have to, but, I will for the sake of keeping the stream civil. Why? Oh no, Dartigan. Why, what? Why play the game? Why do what? Yeah, 4chan is like a pretty easy site to navigate to if you gotta have that kind of argument. Why play this? You know what? I'm actually not disliking this so far. I feel this is definitely better than some of the other, like, Silent Hill games I played, like Shattered, what is it? Downpour and Homecoming. Because it does kind of play like the older games. Arguing about Hawaii? What is there to argue about Hawaii for? The terrible graphics make this game look creepy. I wouldn't even call these terrible graphics at the time this game came out. This still looked pretty good. Silent Hill games actually kind of pushed the graphics a little bit back in the day. Let's see. It feels like Silent Hill. Yeah, this kind of feels like it. The heart of mine troubles me with its trembling. To still it, I have put it on ice and locked it away. Remember the three beauties who cause it to pump. So are the key. Age before beauty. It's a medical ice box with a lock. Take a look. Age before beauty. What? I can just hold this TV? I can hit things with a TV? This is a weapon? Alright. I never would have thought the TV would be a weapon. Game used the enemy nurses even though we're not playing it, James. I'm aware of that, and I do think that's just like, sadly, some developers just want to use the nurses in, you know, Pyramid Head because they look cool, not because they make any sense. But the game does feel like a traditional Silent Hill game in that front. Even if it does put, like, you know, sexy nurses in there for no good reason. Worst weapon ever. I don't know if you ever been hit by a TV. I wouldn't want to be in the, you know, on the receiving end. Nurse center. Alright, looks like we're gonna go down. Yeah, this kind of reminds me of Silent Hill 1, even more so than like Silent Hill 2 or something. Which makes sense given that it's like directly tied to that game. Hi Dartman, and hey Benny Kage, how you doing, man? Hope you've had a good day, and you're here for some entertainment. Or some dumb jokes. There is a death mask on the door underneath a plaque which reads, "Even the blind have need of eyes, if they wish to gaze at the future." Oh, weapon durability, I see. Okay, that makes it a little less of an interesting... People, developers need to learn that a sledgehammer doesn't break, like, ever. Especially when hitting a bunch of soft people. They just don't break, alright? I'm never gonna believe a sledgehammer that doesn't have, like, cracks in its shaft just is gonna shatter. Trailer for the Nirvana biopic release, it looks so bad, you know, that's not too surprising. Oval depression, the door underneath the plaque which reads, "Even in this inferno from out of the flames, I saw life born in..." You want some plastic lungs? Plastic organ is a replica of a set of human lungs. Read better limericks? I mean, I'm sure you have. Let's see. Not much we can do here. Well, you didn't become a mod on YouTube. YouTube is usually a pretty, you know, calm place. And just tonight there's like, you know, kids arguing over like, you know, islands in war or something. Might need to turn the car around for YouTube chat. I mean, I don't know what to do other than just, you know, start like timing people out. If they, as long as you guys aren't insulting each other, I don't really care too much. I don't know what you're hoping to win over there in discussions. They're starting to talk about Israel and Palestine. Okay, I will shut that down. Alright, guys. Yeah, alright. YouTube chat, calm the fuck down. No more discussion of these serious matters, alright? You've had your fun. Knock it off. Talk about the games, talk about gaming in general, but no more, you know, serious discussion on politics and war and all this stuff. Unless I start it up myself. But if I start talking about it, then you may have my permission to start discussing it again. By the time being, that's all done. If I have to, I will time people out. Let's see. Okay, I gotta go back to the other world. Bandino, he's only one here to stir the pot. Like I said, I will start timing people out to keep the discussion going. We'll see what happens after that. What the fuck even is this game about? This game is a prequel to the first Silent Hill game. It's about how Alyssa, split into two people and how she got in, one of them became Harry's adopted daughter. So, weird town shenanigans. I don't know how to get into that yet. And we're a truck driver, yeah. Dino Nugget literally has a profile picture of Epstein. He just during the shitpost. I'm keeping my eye on it. If I see what seems to be just obvious attempts at trolling and not just like conversations that go nowhere, I will act. Someone having a troll image doesn't mean I'm going to ban them necessarily. We'll see. But I'm keeping my eye on it now. Am I the only one who had no idea what Vinitas was when they showed up on Kingdom Hearts 3? I still don't know who half the characters were in Kingdom Hearts 3 because it was required that you played a bunch of spin-off games. And then if you didn't, go read the wiki. Which is what I had to do, actually. Let's see. Where's the freaking gate? I think it's in room 202. But no, you don't need to worry about them because they weren't even important. BBS, the prequel, yeah. I never played it. I've only played Kingdom Hearts. I thought, I still hold my belief that if you have a series, you only need to play the numbered titles to ever know what's going on. If you fuck that up, well, it's kind of on you to correct that issue. Just here to chill and watch some Clyde. Yeah, let's just chill, Jet. And it seems like you're taking my word, so thank you. Stephen King is a document. $2 super chat from John Reckler. How long for Delta Force to take North Sentinel? Delta Force to take North Sentinel Island? Don't have a... How well is North Sentinel Island defended? Also, I'm not really too familiar with North Sentinel Island. I need to get to the damn door. But yeah, no more of this discussion about the serious stuff. Has 100 people on it who have Stone Age technology. Is that okay? Not too long then. Not even a serious military operation. You could probably win by just bringing a bunch of food and CD players. I will say this is a little difficult to find my way around right now because there's so many damn locked doors. We talk about caveman rights. You know what? Sure, why not? They got them too. There's none of them are currently exist though to take advantage of them, I'm afraid. You brought it given. Let's not talk about reparations either, because that's an argument that's just gonna spiral. I'm sure there's some political streamers out there who would be happy to have these discussions in their chat. Alright, no. I think I need to get back in the elevator and go to room... maybe the 3rd floor, because I can't really do anything right now. Do you think Blooper Team will ever get tired of making horror games? I think it's the only thing they know how to make, so I would hope not. If that's pretty much their identity. Alright, I guess I'm not going to the 3rd floor. Alright, What can I use? All right, let me take a look at my map real quick so I can figure out what to do. I didn't try room 206. They're political streamers, but they tend to shock docs, amongst other things. Have faith Blooper Team will make their equivalent of Amnesia the bunker one day. I mean, they'll try to make whatever's popular and make it their own. That's just what they do. Like, is that working? Well, we'll do that. Wait, this is where I just came from. That's 206. Which is where? Right here. And it's locked. Alright. Locked, locked. That's the mirror room. Wait, did it remove my marks? Wait. I know I checked all these off on my map earlier. And I couldn't get into them. Weird. Yeah, I'm not in the hell world anymore. Let me go down to the first floor then. Where am I now? Alright, we can go down to the basement from here. Okay, this is the area I checked out. Alright, basement it is. Or not. God, I can't go anywhere right now. Jesus. Alright, can't do anything here. It's gotta be up on the next floor. These are the facts. If you're just bitch, please, last time I'm telling people before I start timing people out. Respect what I'm telling you to stop political discussions. If I talk about politics, then it's perfectly fine to start talking about them with me. But you guys are like just arguing amongst each other and it's like bringing down the mood of the chat. I will start timing people out. Last warning. Maybe take a look at Dino Nugget. I am. That's why I'm saying no more discussion about politics. It's not going anywhere. So yeah, no more of that shit. You guys have your politic discussion privileges have been revoked temporarily. Alright. I gotta do something in the hell world and then maybe come out on this side and get to these rooms, because whatever I'm doing right now ain't working. For older game options, would you consider Alone in the Dark from 2008? I actually own that game. So yes. I know it's a pretty jank game though. But it might be fun to watch it be jank for you all. So I might get to that one eventually. Tell us about your favorite type of ice cream. It's currently my favorite type of ice cream. This is a very good discussion, by the way, is cinnamon ice cream. Look, you probably don't think Dartigan, that sounds like a terrible flavor. You're wrong. Cinnamon ice cream is the fucking best. Right. Now you won't be able to hear me for the next minute as this like machine plays in the background. So what can I actually do? Like, all these rooms are locked. I can go downstairs there. Room 202 is open. 204 has got a box I don't know how to get into. Alright. Some locks open in the old universe. I mean, if it's got little squiggly lines over it, it's locked here right now. So, I'm gonna go check out room 202 again, just in case. New York style pizza is superior to Neapolitan. I know that's not political, that's just truth. I accept that. Proved by Dartigan as an actual message. Oh, what did I just pick up? Like a fucking dragon egg. Golden egg. Warm to the touch, this egg is larger than a hen's and has oily shine to it. I know where to put that. There's a thing downstairs. Cookie dough ice cream. I believe cookie dough ice cream is one of Lucky's favorites, actually. That and Earl Grey ice cream. See, I remember your favorites. I don't have a weapon to kill her with, so I'm just gonna run. Maybe he'll do it again one day. Do what again? What are you hoping for, GMC? You're hoping for a gameplay of something? Love you too, baby. You don't understand, people? People like tea flavors, so therefore you can make a delicious tea flavored ice cream. Alright. So there was a thing down here I could use on one of these doors. Got one of those little Dove chocolates in it. Gave Hades a try recently. I'm not sure if it's the games itself or that I'm not really a roguelike person, but I don't mind myself having much fun with it. I think I would like Hades. I just don't think I would finish Hades. I never finish those types of games. Was in the shower. Do we need to start going John Wick on the YouTube? No, I'm good now. It seems I've seemed to have got things under control over there. Pop in and say howdy. Hey, Chaotic, how you doing, man? There was just some spirited discussion earlier. That was all. Politics always brings out the spirit in anyone, and everyone's spirit ends up proving to be an asshole. Toilet. The cistern lid is loose. Remove it? Got a plastic liver. Oh, there we go. Did you see the Silent Hill 2 movie trailer? It doesn't look that bad. I have not seen it yet, but I would not trust that movie to be good, is all I'm going to say on it. The visuals of it might be alright. The story is going to be a fucking gas, man. Another game I rented, but I haven't given a shot yet is... You rented a game recently? System Shock remake? Looking forward to that one, and hoping I find myself having more fun than I did with Prey 27. I tried the System Shock remake. It's a modern take on an old game, and it still plays a lot like an old game from that era of PC games, so it's going to be a rough one for you. Rule of thumb is the younger you are, the stronger opinions you have on political matters. I think that's understandable, though. You should have strong opinions when you're young on political matters. That's the right thing. It's like, you know, because, you know, those things are going to affect you for the rest of your life. Lurking a bit, got to charge phone. I am, like, currently, like, freezing. People have got to stop making live-action movies based on video games. Some of them have proven... The curse of video game movies is no longer quite as strong as it used to be. You can actually have some pretty decent movies. I still think the games are always going to be better than those movies. That's just me, though. But as long as they're not producing crap, whatever. If I don't show up for any more streams, it's because somebody had me lilted for what I'm about to say. Zimus was a sexier Square Enix villain than Sephiroth. But, come on, man. Xehanort definitely got everybody sprung. Surprised you didn't already realize this. Gonna have to ban you for that kind of commentary. Honestly, am I the only one that doesn't think any of the Kingdom Hearts characters, the word attraction does not come up in my head to any of them. They're too cartoonish, chat. It doesn't compute. Aqua's fine. Is she? She's just like an anime girl. There's like a million other anime girls that look just like her. Alright. Alright. How does this help me, though? Alright, what do I do now? Because that just lets me come over here. Hey, Vic, have a good night, dude. Thanks for being here. Alright, let me use my brain for a second. Get into the staff lounge. That'll just take me back up to floor 2. You love the Advent Children movie? I like the action scenes in the Advent Children movie. The plot and everything else in it, though, was like, okay, that's pretty forgettable. I mean, it had some flashy stuff in it. That's all I kind of recall from it. What was the point of opening this up? Soundtrack kicked ass. Well, hey, had Nobuo making it. But yeah, the overall movie, though, it needs a bit more. I can't go into the basement. I go 3rd floor. 2nd floor. Spirits Within is when Final Fantasy deserved to die. That's the fun. That had Steve Buscemi in it, correct? I'm not misremembering that. Steve Buscemi was in that game. I mean, that movie. It's just hard to believe. Yeah, it did. And Alec, it's still hard to think that, you know, Steve Buscemi is actually connected to the Final Fantasy franchise. Like, of all the dudes. And Alec Baldwin, too. Like, those guys are in Final Fantasy. Like, you would never normally think of that. Sean Bean was in the FF15 movie? But yeah, Steve Buscemi, just not who I think of when I think of Final Fantasy characters. Alright, what can I... Okay, we can't really do much here. Yeah, but he was in Final Fantasy 15 movie. Brought it up in your FF15 video, you had one job square to kill Sean Bean and you ruined it. I mean, they did. That's all you gotta do. Then again, that was a bit of a meme at the time. Maybe it's not the same anymore. Still think it's weird I'm just walking around with a TV in my hands and beating people in the head with it. Like, of all the things in the environment he could pick up to use as a weapon, he picks a TV. Yeah. Let's go back. Next Final Fantasy game will star Kevin Spacey. Does it... That's only... I don't think he's going to be appearing in much, let alone a Final Fantasy game. But you know what? If he wants to be a villain... There we go. Staff room key. Someone has written on the door, it says Amy 31. Amy 31. Someone remember that for me. Do you want the next Final Fantasy game to be sci-fi or pure Final Fantasy like 16? I want... I wouldn't mind another pure fantasy, high fantasy like 16. I just didn't want it to be quite as depressing as 16 was. Right now, what I really want is the FF7 and FF9 remake. Give me more of that. That's sci-fi and fantasy for me, but I want something a bit more lighthearted, which is what 9 was. Not something like, hey, let's, like, you know, save a nation of, like, slavers from, like, the end of the world. Where it just, like, crap sack the entire way through. Have you seen Final Fantasy Legacy of the Crystals? It's a balls-to-the-wall Final Fantasy film based on FF5, and is that the anime? Like the really weird-ass anime that came out in like the 90s? I think I've seen a review of that. Just old textbooks, reports, and magazines, nothing I need. Why'd the camera focus on it so heavily? As you know, the renovations on the upper floors have run into problems. The plumbing leaks and substantial materials used have forced us to close off the third floor until further notice. We are reminded of the familiar adage, you get what you pay for. We now face 6 more months of work, reducing our capacity for the coming year. We'll have to cut spending on inpatient care. 8 p.m. on Friday. Alcohol, medicinal, or of course, and food will be free. Arrive early and grab a trainee nurse. They go quick. Therefore, we ask doctors to refrain from committing patients and encourage homestays instead. Unless they're dying in your arms, don't book them in. Staff party. Worry not, staff party is still on. Our recreation budget is locked away where no one can tamper. Everyone meet at Annie's bar at 8 p.m. on Friday. Alcohol and medicinal, of course. I got a toaster. Am I just like shopping for furniture now? Exam room key. Wait, do I get to beat people with a toaster? I do. I get to beat people with a goddamn toaster. This is the goofiest ass melee weapons I've come across. At some point, this game needs to let me use like a frozen like ham or something as a weapon. You gotta head out. Jim, you have a... Am I streaming tomorrow? Yes. I'll be streaming tomorrow. Someone has written on the wall, it says Lucy 23. I said, look, we got Amy 30, now Lucy 23. This is probably to do that puzzle in the box in the other world. BO3? BO3 what? Black Ops 3? Never played that one. Let's see. Amy 30, Lucy 23. Live, laugh, toast bath. Alright, what was that key I got for? Key marked exam room. Over there. Which door? Come on, map. There we go. I kind of want an enemy to appear just so I can beat them to death with a toaster. It's a plastic anatomy doll that's missing some parts. Take a look. Oh, I got some lungs for you. Liver. Operation. It's the Wacky Kids game. It's a light box in the wall. Turn it on. Yes. Sarah 19. Someone has written on the x-ray, it says Sarah 19. Wall staff, it is forbidden to enter my office unaccompanied until further notice. Dr. Kaufman. Oh wait, sealed up tight, I can't get in. Alcohol bottle. I need a heart. I need a heart. I think the heart is upstairs though, and I need to figure out this puzzle. Congrats, I passed anatomy. Thank you. Alright, what were the three other numbers? We had Amy 30, Lucy 27, and now Sarah 19. Alright. Just saved my game though, it's been a bit... Amy 31, Lucy 23, Sarah 19. Thank you. You got a hard on? Congratulations. Congratulations. Seriously. Oh wait, you didn't get a hard on, never mind. You always like congratulate a dude on that. Never know how much they're struggling. Alright, so go back into the mirror world. Go upstairs. That's when you bust out the party bombers. Okay, I kind of like the idea of the mechanic that you can switch between the Hell World and like Fog World at will, rather than just be one or the other. But I feel like it's gonna create some really annoying puzzles, rather than keeping the two separated. Was that PSVR 2 worth it? So far I've only got 2 games to play on it. It's actually going to be worth it for me because I got some stuff I'm going to use it for. I think VR is good. I know there's not a lot to play on VR, but when you get a really good VR game, it does hit different than any other type of game you can play. Like Half-Life Alyx alone is kind of, in my opinion, almost worth it for VR. And apparently Resident Evil 4 VR is also really good. And I'm going to be playing that soon. And I've got a game where you play a cave crawl. It's a cave exploring game. I'm going to stream for everyone. That sucked as a weapon. It's one use. Okay, TVs and appliances, you get to hit people with them one time and it breaks. Alright, I think the thing was over there, right? Yeah. They're one hit, high damage. Yeah, it did kill her instantly. Campaign and multiplayer shooters is a dead game. Yeah, I don't like the idea of what Call of Duty is currently doing to itself. Not that I really care. I'm not too, like, invested in Call of Duty, but just stick with an actual dedicated campaign. You'll be better for it. Alright, so I'm assuming I'm just going to try typing in these 3 numbers I got. I don't think that's it, though. Because I forget what the actual puzzle was here. 3 and 19, huh? Wait, I guess that was it. Got a plastic heart. Was that... Okay, I was about to overthink that. Thankfully, my dumb brain kicked in and figured it out for me. Niche market for people who want single-player shooters already. Oh, shit. I don't think single-player shooters is a niche market. I think a lot of people want single-player shooters. Like me, for instance, and I know I represent literally thousands of people. Someone a Call of Duty stand? I mean, it's alright to like Call of Duty, but right in the current state it's in, it's not worth it. Fuck. You get the TV now. Actually, I'm just gonna punch you to death. Dino's still trying to bait people? I hope not. I mean, discussing Call of Duty is fine. Because it's definitely... Call of Duty is in a bad state. And I can understand why the fans of it would be upset. Alright. So... go into the bathroom. Here, right? Saying COD isn't for story, it's for dopamine multiplier. I think you can... I mean, COD has always had a plot, though. So I think it's inaccurate to say it's not for story. There's a reason it's always come with a single player. Well, at least for most of its history, it always came with a multiplayer. I mean, always came with a story. Shit. In fact, actually, the first Call of Duty games did not focus on multiplayer at all. It was like entirely on the single player, and multiplayer only became the focus later on. So no, I think it's both. You can have a single player is there for when you like to get a feel for the game and see how the plot continues on, because some people are actually invested in the lore of Call of Duty. Not me, but some people are. And I think the multiplayer is there to keep you playing it. It's like Madden. It is a bit like Madden. I've compared them to Madden before. But I think the single player is still important to Call of Duty. Travis may survive Silent Hill. He would never survive Bastion. This man's a trucker. I don't think he cares too much. Actually, for a trucker, he doesn't look that bad. He's in shape. Seems like he's like well kept together. Looks like he's eating well. You know what? Not too shabby. Alright. Back to the exam room. Haven't played Black Ops 2, but I heard it has one of the best villains in gaming history. I mean, I've never played it either. I mean, I'd be very skeptical of that. I don't know if Call of Duty ever has the writing that make it best of anything. But I might just be a little jaded in that department. Maybe, I think Black Ops 2, some of the earlier Call of Duty games did have shocking moments, was what they kind of like, they sold themselves on. Alright, put the heart in. Mendez the Grave. Isn't he the one that got AI deepfake in the recent Call of Duty Black Ops game? Oof. Eyes open up. Doll's eyes have opened. Alright, now where did I gotta take those? Those might have been on the second floor somewhere. There's a story in Assassin's Creed? There is. It's just not that good. What I missed, you just woke up, where we rescued a girl from a fire. She seems kind of like gothy. Maybe has some connection to the first game's characters. Now we're in a hospital looking for her, and this guy does not seem to question that he's in a monster-filled environment at all. It's kind of weird how he's just cool with all this. I don't know what cities he's driven through before that makes this him so nonchalant about monsters attacking him. But I would expect him to question it at least a little bit. Having fun so far? Honestly, no, I'm actually liking this game more than I like Silent Hill F. It just works better as a horror game than Silent Hill F did, which is what I wanted Silent Hill F to be. Trucker, he's probably run through Detroit. I mean, that's what I'm thinking is the only explanation you could give for why he's nonplussed. Fortnite is the future of gaming. I don't think it is. It's definitely a part of the future of gaming, but I don't think it is the future of gaming. I, for one, will stop playing gaming and if I had no choice but Fortnite-style games. And I think there would be a lot of other people who would as well. Which means it's not a very bright future. Alright, okay, this was not the right area. Okay, I guess I go to the Hell World and I find where that door is within eyeballs. Didn't say it was a bright future. Oh, that means it doesn't need to happen then. We can, that probably, I don't think that's actually the future of it, is what I'm saying. For that very reason. Told you it's just baiting. I mean, honestly, it's a discussion worth having about the future of games and how, like, multiplayer fits into it, so I don't know if that's necessarily bait. It may not be a pleasant conversation to have, but I don't think that's necessarily baiting. Because there is some substance to that. Okay. Now, where's the door? I need... Is it downstairs? Why not just make new games and new stories? Because that's expensive and they don't want anything but, like, big AAA publishers don't want to risk it. That's why games need to be made on smaller budgets and be smaller in scope. Then we can get more experimental games that try to make new IPs. Isn't this a Western-made Silent Hill game? You said those were supposed to hate those. This is a Western-made Silent Hill game, but they were trying, and this was like one of the first Western-made Silent Hill games. They were trying their best to stick to the formula and not change anything. It wasn't until after this game that I think they started like trying to vie away from that and try their own spin on it. This one's trying to stay very close to a Silent Hill game traditionally. I gotta sneeze like something else and it just will not come out of me. Alright, I think it's that door. Thank you. Oh, fuck. Broke my damn bottle. I know I'm supposed to not be killing all these for like the best ending, but it's kind of difficult. Alright, exam room. Ran past all inmates when I first played this. That's probably not gonna be me. I like killing things in a horror game. She's been cut open and her eyes are missing. What kind of monsters could have done this? You're a monster. Do my best. I mean, yeah. Probably not gonna get the better ending. But whatever it has to be an ending that leads into the first game. What the fuck? You wrapped in a condom? Oh, you're just an enemy from Silent Hill 2. Oh. What the fuck are you doing to me? I hope I'm having a good time, whatever's happening. I'm dead. He literally jizzed me to death. Extract daddy. Ah, shit. That's not the abstract daddy, it's the extraction daddy. He's getting something out of me. Getting the ride of my life. We don't need those, like, stripper nurses. We got that thing. Right? Alright, what was the last thing I did? I think as I need to go back upstairs and get the heart again. No, I got the eyes, never mind. We're solid. Death by climax. That would be something Silent Hill would actually think of doing. Okay, you're done? No, don't be done. Keep talking about, you know, double entendres and dirty jokes. Alright. Probably heal myself before I go in there. Wait, it's not where I want to go. Come on, game. Pull it together. Hit it with a TV. I mean, I'm going to. I'm going to, like, get into the room where the monster's at, though. What's up, Cat? Hey, Super Eggy. How you doing, man? Welcome back to the stream. Alright. Let me get my glass bottle ready. Here we go. How you been today, Egg? I swear this is more creepy than anything that was in Silent Hill F. Oh, don't make me break my bottle. Whack it. Fuck. Whoa, you really are just giving me a good ride. Come on. I don't need that many. We just killed it by stepping on its crotch. Wait, is that the Floros? The divine Floros will show you the way. You got the fluorite piece, or the future piece.
What is this? You. What was that thing? This isn't happening.
Was that supposed to be scary? I thought it was actually more scary than anything that was in a couple horror games I played recently. Just because it was so nondescript.
Are you okay?
Oh, hey, wait a minute.
Sorry, did I startle you? My name is Lisa. I'm a trainee here. Are you waiting for someone?
No. No, I'm just... Well... I'm done here. Name's Travis. Nice to meet you, Lisa.
You sure you're okay? You look a little shaken up. Sorry.
No, it's okay. To be honest, I've been a little off all
That would
day.
be a pot, Lisa.
I was in a fire last night. I think it boiled my brain a little.
The fire in the business district? How awful. I heard about that. No one knows how it got started. And that poor girl, Alessa Gillespie, to die like that.
Alessa? She died?
Yes. Sorry, did you know her?
No. But... never mind.
Well, I have to run. Dr. Kaufman wants to meet me over at Cedar Grove Sanitarium, and he'll be mad if I'm late. Maybe see you around?
Did you say Kaufman, not
Take
Kaufman?
it easy, Travis.
You too, Lisa.
He has the energy of an IGN reviewer. The raw sexual magnetism of an IGN game reviewer. No one can compete with such things. Story is off in this because it's supposed to be when Silent Hill first falls under Alyssa's otherworld. Yeah, they are playing a little loose with the lore, but it's whatever. That's what prequels always do. They have to play around with a little bit unless they were planning it from the beginning, and which was not the case here. Let's see. I guess we're done here. That was way shorter than I thought. Then again, this was originally a handheld game, so it makes sense some parts are way shorter than others. The wind blows. Just like the acting. You know, it's better than the acting. It's still better than the acting in the very first game. Unlock the door, I'll have to find another way out. Don't consider the Western games canon. For the most part, I don't either. But it's whatever. Consider it like an alternative canon, I guess. The thing is, I don't really know, outside of like, I'm not even sure which Silent Hill games you would think of as canon anymore, because the way Silent Hill works, all of them can be canon, but also none of them could be. Like, I know some people who only really consider Silent Hill 2 canon, and everything else to be, like, not really, you know, important. Those people are fools. Some people just do not like the cult aspect of Silent Hill 1 and 3 and 4. They just prefer that Silent Hill itself is this, like, thin place in the world that all this stuff creeps into. And I do think that works better as an explanation rather than goofy cult shenanigans. So I might want to heal. Our boy ain't doing so good. I mean, like talking to an LLM. Oh, shit. Let me look at my map. Alright. We got a taco shack and a pharmacy. We got Andy's book at the post office. A theater over there. I'm going to assume the theater is the next big one, given the size of it. Apparently the next place we go, there was a sanitarium, so whatever. I got some jagged wood for you. Says the game, not me. Hello, Dart. Hey, Frank, how you doing, man? Welcome back. You picked a good night. Alright, let's see. Alright, we start getting the map marked off so we know which ways we can go. I mean, we could clearly get across that, but this guy's following the law. Town Hall. Just realized this game has a stamina system and you can only run for so long. Meathead tweaking out. They really did just borrow a bunch of the enemies from Silent Hill 2. We got the nurse, we got those spitters. Kind of wondering if Big Daddies are going to show up. Excuse me, guys. Asset reuse. Yeah, I wonder if they actually just fully reuse the assets for that. Meat hook. Nothing on the side. I'm assuming there'll be some original enemies in it though. Well, I guess we got our answer. Wait, what? I'm just like Big Daddy, you know, I also like to penetrate, you know, female monsters with my big knife. The cool... I'm like Pyramid Head, you know, I got a metal thing on my head. So what's that guy's name? This is awful. She's been cut almost in half. The Butcher? That's not that original. Hey, Chef, Breccia, how you doing, man? Alright, that gets us over here to Toluca Avenue. This one ain't good, just warning you. This game, honestly, I'm enjoying this game more than I did Silent Hill F. So I don't know what that says about Silent Hill F. Alright. Oh, that did not last long at all. Wow, what an ass that one's got on it. Yeah, the one issue I have with it is that the enemies in this should not be Silent Hill 2 enemies. It should be Silent Hill 1 enemies, given who the nature of the enemies are being pulled from, Alessa. It should be her fears, so it should be those things again. Not like the enemies of Silent Hill 2. I guess we just go over there to that place now. So I wonder if I missed anything at the lumberyard. Because usually the red buildings you can go into. Down for the count. Have a good night, a pariah. Thanks for sticking with me all night, man. Much appreciated. Travis does have trauma, and I think his enemies are manifestations of his trauma. Go further into detail, but it'd be spoiling. Interesting. Because so far he hasn't really displayed any of that. But it's just kind of weird his trauma would line up to create monsters exactly the same as they were in Silent Hill 2. That's the part that feels a little bit lazy. But again, based off a handheld game. Probably had a smaller budget, had to reuse what they could. Got a crate. A Silent Hill game I've also been thinking of playing for an old one is Mizurna Falls, chat. I think that could be fun. It's not going to be a fun game to play, but I think it'll be a fun game for you guys to experience. Just because it kind of predates a lot of old open world games on the PS1. So imagine a PlayStation 1 game trying to be like an open world town on that technology. Isn't the point of Lego to build it by hand? Yes. There's no real point in having a pre-made Lego. But with Mizurna Falls, I have to use a fan translation because the game technically never left Japan. Alright. Give me that. Pre-made Lego sounds dystopian. I wonder if anyone's ever decided to offer the, like, I will build your Lego sets for a price. It's like, do it on, like, a job posting website. Struggling with your Lego? Pay me. Certified Lego expert. What do you think the health drink tastes like? Bet it's like kombucha. My guess it's like a 5-hour energy drink. It's something that's convincing you that it's healing grievous injuries. Target pistol ammo. White Day is also a fun horror game, getting stalked by a janitor to get beat to death. Is that one of those like Korean or Taiwanese horror games? PhD in legology. That seems like that's the way in. Let me check the rest of the grounds first, though. Keeps doing that because it says my controller is disconnecting and then reconnecting. Koreans don't need horror games. Their life as a cable, just living in South or North Korea is enough of a nightmare for different reasons, from what I've heard of it. South Korea is great at Osen. At Osen? What's Osen? South Korea is also great at just making you miserable. Like, you think Japan has a toxic work culture? South Korea's got them beat. Also, a lot of other toxic things. Okay, this is a funky tune for Silent Hill. It's like a lo-fi tune. It's the AFB Wee Man. I've never met anyone who hates it. Isn't that the journal that Harry would normally, like, save his game in? So with the soundtrack, they were trying something new, I think. You got the target pistol. Really need a map before I move on. That's all that was in here. Let's check out the gun. I got way too many wait. Didn't I get a gun? Firearms. Kind of thing you'd see in a gun range. It stings more than it bites. Looks like, what, a 22 with the size of it? This looks like it's going to be firing 45 or 50 mag, 50 or whatever. This one's better than Homecoming. Yeah, this one is better than Homecoming, yeah, for sure. Dr. Harris, our magpies have been at it again. This time they've swallowed the damn keys for archives in the basement. Don't worry, Gary has taken Mr. Magpie to the TB ward. I'm taking Mrs. Magpie to the hydrotherapy. We'll make them spit the keys out. The best of all the way. It actually is the only other ones of the Western game that it just feels like a Silent Hill game. That it doesn't feel like a weird game calling itself Silent Hill. Have you ever considered Super Nintendo Zelda: A Link to the Past for Super Nintendo Metroid? You mean for like a Sin video or just for like a live stream? Sure, I can do both of those. I got nothing against them. But when it comes to Zelda games, I'd probably, I don't know, I'd probably choose Wind Waker over I didn't really get into Zelda games until N64. So Link to the Past doesn't really like have like a bunch of nostalgia for me. What did you think of Homecoming overall? I liked some of the monster design in it, and I thought it had a pretty decent plot for what they were trying to do. It's just that they kind of flubbed it by relying too much on the movie stuff. And I think it could have been creepier overall. But it also is clearly way too much just trying to be Jacob's Ladder, when that's pretty much what Silent Hill has been trying to be ever since Silent Hill 2. So that also weakened it a bit. Alright, okay, this is a big place. Very big.
You were at the fire. I saw you there.
Of course you did. That was my house, burning.
Wait, you're Delilah?
My daughter, Alessa. You were the one who saved her.
Yeah. She was your daughter? Why did you leave her? Why did no one help? You all left that girl to burn.
So we did. The world is stranger than you think.
You're crazy. What happened to her? Lisa said she was dead.
Alessa is with those who care for her. Do not trust her, Travis. She does not know what she is doing.
How do you know my name? Hey, answer me. They're all crazy.
You know, you could have just like went over there and like grabbed her and demanded an answer. Come on, go check the dining hall before I move on. No one ever wants to chase after anyone in these games. More Japanese and Western because they didn't say you crazy bitch. Or that just happened. Alright, everything's marked off. Cutscene incompetence. Video games wouldn't actually exist if it wasn't for a lot of cutscene incompetence. They wouldn't really work too well. Patient continues to harbor strong fantasies in a violent persecution complex. Her moods can swing from calm to violent aggression in a short time, which has led to her being moved to the seclusion wing. She becomes particularly violent during the occasional visits from her husband, demanding that she be allowed to see their child. We've taken the precautionary step of adding epilenium to Mrs. medication to prevent her violent outbursts. Don't like having to sedate patients, but when she is aggressive, as much of a danger to herself as to her visiting husband and the staff. You have that game without cutscenes? Yes, you can. It's called Half-Life 2. Or Half-Life 1. Or Half-Life in general. Alright, so we now get to go checking all these damn doors. So many doors. We'll avoid going upstairs though. Half-Life was the peak of shooter games. I'd say Half-Life 2 was one of those games that basically every other game that came after it is just trying to remake Half-Life 2. If it's a first-person shooter, that is. Loki Productions with a $5 super chat. Would you ever do a demo indie game? Ever do a demo indie game as one night live stream? We Harvest Shadows takes about 4 hours for its demo. I've done demos for entire streams before. Yeah, I've done that plenty of times. Never for just one demo though. I did do one recently for Capcom's Pragmata. I just did it. It was a short demo, so I played some Tormented Souls afterward. So what is We Harvest Shadows like? I'm assuming horror game. Or is it that weird farming horror game? Because I think I remember seeing something about that. Just finished with recording. I heard you in there singing. It sounded great, babe. Yo, John, if you're in chat, Lucky finished recording that song for you. Screwdriver. Hey, there you are. She just finished recording that song request you made like months ago. Finally done. I think you're gonna like it too, from what I was hearing. Alright. Check storage now. How you guys doing over in Twitch chat, by the way? Twitch chat, sound off. Let's see who is over there. Gotta like bait that engagement. You're here, good. There we go. There we go. We got life. I had like a wall of red comments in my chat box. I had to like fix that. You guys are the OG. Can't be letting people chat more than you. Kick's alive too, thank you. Which still exists? It does indeed. Until it fucks up to a point where it can no longer exist. Which, given the current management, is a possibility. Kick is legit, loving it. Hey, how you doing, Hulkhorn? Thanks to the Kick crew for keeping it down. What horror game is the closest to being your ideal horror game? If I was to actually point to anything that's my ideal horror game, it's not the entirety of the game, but a section of a game that Half-Life Alyx has a horror section where you're like in a bottling plant, and Half-Life Alyx is also a VR game. I think VR horror games really work well in VR when they're done well. To this date, I think that section in Half-Life Alyx is probably my favorite horror game section, just because I was so fucking immersed in that I can't get it out of my head. That section is just like one of the best moments I've ever had in a video game. So an entire game like that would probably be my ideal horror game. I think a vampire game in VR can also be really good. Like, you have to like kill vampires by doing the actual motion of like pounding stakes into their chest, like prying open their coffins and stuff. And just doing the classic vampire tricks, but now you do it in VR. Don't know why no one hasn't made that game. Because it seems like, okay, that's just like easy to concept. Don't know why it hasn't been. How big is this place? Jesus Christ. What about the snow section in BioShock Infinite? No, that has one jump scare in it, and that's it. The rest of it is not that scary. I'm glad all this shit's locked. Imagine a Resident Evil style game with a vampire stalker. No, not Lady D. I mean, an actual vampire with super. I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, I'd prefer like an actual dedicated vampire game to that. I think that could be really good. Are you a fan of Arch Enemy now that you know how great of a singer Alyssa is? Yeah, it's gonna lucky that. You like being chased by an absurdly tall woman? Apparently a lot of people did. Alright, where am I? I'm gonna go back out. Alright, that's all we can do, is go in there. Assassin's Creed is the last thing anyone should learn to play to learn history. Actually, some of the recent Assassin's Creed games have come with a history mode where you turn off all the like gameplay stuff, like killing and like cutscenes and all that, and instead it actually works as a narrative, like lesson plan. It's actually made for like being used in schools and stuff. I think that was in like Odyssey and maybe Origins, where you could just turn on the education mode. What are you? You're like a shadow. Did I kill you? I'm gonna guess I can't kill you. Oh, maybe I can. Is a kickbot acting like a tsundere? Yes. I gave it a personality because it's AI controlled, so it actually currently like just responds like a generic tsundere character. I need to change his personality. I reload this gun. Staff lounge. Oh god, this place is freaking huge. I don't know where to go. Go the easier way first, with less doors to go through. Turn off your flashlight, the monsters have a heart. Yeah, that's always been the thing, but I like killing things. It soothes me. Shotgun ammo. Do I have unlimited inventory? I kept thinking at any point now the game will say you have too many items, but no. Might as well use some of these sticks. Alright, we can only go down the big way now. Maybe someday you'll post pics on Discord? Hey, you're always welcome to. What is it? Oh, hold on a second, chat. I gotta go rescue my fiance from a bug. Be right back. Where is it? Mission successful. Bug put out the window. There's a lot of enemies here. Come on, stop. I really need you, the game, to stop freezing right now. Did we really just ram a crowbar up her cheeks to kill her? Alright, not too damaged. You want to get the bad ending? I don't really care what I get. It's fine if I get the bad ending. Doesn't bother me any. Alright, let's try to go to the director's office. That seems like an important place. And it's locked. Over here we have what? TB ward. In light of the recent accident, I am barring the use of the iron lung equipment. This applies to all staff, including senior nurses. Patient deaths during therapy are not to be treated lightly. I find it hard to believe that someone could accidentally overload every valve on the equipment, and so until the inquiry is concluded, I must assume the equipment. Also, Loki Dog with 10 gifted memberships over on the YouTube chat. Thank you very much, Loki Dog. Don't want to miss that. You guys got yourself a membership from Loki. Send him some love. He's being extremely generous. Thank you very much, man. And what a night to do it. We got like over 100 people watching in YouTube chat tonight. Itself is at fault. These precautions are essential. We owe a duty of care to all of our patients, even the difficult ones. Dr. Harris. Play the control panel for the iron lung. Take a look. Okay. well. Didn't I do a puzzle just like this the other night in Manhunt or something else? Got it. Something got spat out of the iron lung. Got the basement key. You're going to play Terminator 2? It's really been possibly. Don't know when, but I might get to it eventually. That puzzle feels Resident Evil-like. That is a very Resident Evil style puzzle. You're right on that one. Alright, that's all we can do in here, I think. This is the same guy we kill in Homecoming. This guy is only briefly in the very beginning of Homecoming. He gives a ride to the main character back to his hometown, but that's it. I don't think we kill him. Unless there's like a scene I missed. Want some more? Fuck. You guys actually stay dead? Yeet. Thank you for the yeet, Lucky. Alright. I think these nurses are into being punched. In this Silent Hill, it's either trying to kill you or seduce you, so it's possibly both. Alright, so all we can do over here. That was locked. Female hydrotherapy is the room we gotta get to. Got a basement key now, though, so I can get down into the basement. Look what they're wearing. They're practically... Technically, these ones are not dressed up quite as sexy as they are in 2. Or Homecoming, for that matter. Homecoming is the one that really sexed them up for some reason. Is there a save point somewhere nearby? Saw some shorts underneath, you're fine. I think the nurses we're fighting right now are all burnt to a crisp, so don't think you're going to be seeing much of anything sexy on them. Silent Hill 2 should have the sexiest nurses. True, lore-wise it should. Okay, that's some anxiety-inducing music, if I've ever heard it. Hmm. You're a monster, Lemmas. Your poor voice. They're trying to get you to do more death metal, Bay. Grip stand. Yeah, I will say the music in this game is actually very good. Where's the door? I don't know if I want to go down that way yet. Let's go the other way. Heading off Darkfire. Have a good night, man. Thanks for being here for so long. Music is amazing. There were times in my first playthrough where I genuinely couldn't tell if the music was music or ambience. Yeah, this is actually... So far, the music in this has all been, like, damn good stuff. I think it's definitely better than Silent Hill 4. I mean, Silent Hill F's soundtrack. It's probably because I was trying to be something different. But, you know, that's unfair. I mean, Silent Hill F did have a good soundtrack. But this is what I associate more with Silent Hill as opposed to what they were doing in F. It just has that classic neo-industrial feel to it. That's just still unsettling to this day. Alright, this goes where? Alright, I do want to check the other two rooms back in the hallway before I go this way. That's this way. Oh, what the fuck? It's like I'm fighting a prolapse. I guess it's meant to be a dog, but looks like a bloated tick. It's like a sewage outflow. All the sewage from the pipes drains down here, stinks to high heaven. How's the game then so far? Pretty good. I've got some issues with it, but nothing too major. Some of the issues probably stem from it originally being a handheld game and the limitations of that. But as far as a Silent Hill game, it feels like Silent Hill. I don't really have any issues with the plot so far. Other than that, you know, making a prequel was a pretty easy choice. Enemy looks more like a man with a broken, asphyxiated neck, foreshadowing? Because to me, it was a bit dog-like. Alright, up to the corridor. Oh no. So I think I'm injured. Yep. Hmm. Here's the stairs that take me up. And this up here is locked. I'm surprised this level seems bigger than anything that was found in Silent Hills 1, 2, and 3, and yet it was made for a PSP game. Visible enemies are creepy as fuck. There's invisible enemies? I haven't seen any. There's something that looked like a shadow I fought earlier. Alright, female dorms, female seclusion. That's what she's talking about. Oh, okay. That shadow. I've only fought one of those. It just looked like a, I don't know, I guess I didn't get to see much of what it could do. Because it just like, was like a shadow with like a box attached to it for some reason. Prep room. This is what I see you. Let me just like bash her with this thing. Got too many items on me anyways. There better be a creepy phone call in this game at some point. I kind of now just expect those. The weird phone call to be in Silent Hill. Okay, that's the one of those things. Don't want to do that just yet though. Hydrotherapy bath must be broken because the water is boiling. There's a key at the bottom, but there's no way I can reach without scalding myself. know where that went. Sloshing. Oh, this is a windy. Hmm. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just killed that lady. Do the enemies... Question. Do the enemies just not stay dead in this game? Or they just respawn a lot? Okay, you're in... Okay, never mind. That's a different enemy. Come again, Dart. I keep coming across... I keep killing enemies in one area and they seem to come back. But no, that was a different enemy. That wasn't a nurse. It was a slosh monster. Alright. Let's see. Some of these camera angles do not help me figure out where I'm going. Okay, you can turn the intensity music down a notch. It is just a hallway. Don't all games have respawning enemies when you're not in the room? Not technically. In fact, respawning enemies have been seen as such an annoyance that few games do them anymore. Alright. East Pipe Room. Silent Hill 3, even the music is annoying. I don't know, I like Silent Hill 3's music. It's got a really good theme song. Assuming this is where the key was flushed to. You had a really aggravating moment with your family. You back now? You alright, Joe? Don't know where to go now. So we can try the boiler room. I think Dart's making good progress considering he doesn't need a guidebook. I mean, use the brain you got. You never need the guidebook. So far, it's pretty straightforward. It's just like a very big dungeon. Might finish this game in one more stream. This game is that short. That can't be the case. Well, you're gonna get it. Like I said, it was originally a handheld game. It very well could be the case. 6 hours? Damn. So, like, there's one more dungeon after this or something? 2 more. Alright, I think I need to go to the mirror and go transition to the other world. real gamer uses IGN guides to help them, or at least a real gamer only uses guides from GameFAQs that have exquisite ASCII art, which is the seal of quality for someone guiding you through a complex game. Anything less is just like, well, you didn't actually get help. No ASCII art, no real help. Those people put years of effort into, creating those guides and still maintain some of them to these days. Like, you'll see, like, updates stretching back to the 90s. Like, the late 90s for some of those GameFAQs. For some people, that's like their work of fiction they've spent the last 20 years writing. I would fear those people to meet them in real life. That's a dedication on the point of like a serial killer. Heard of them? Awesome. They are definitely dedicated to the games they love and making sure people can beat them and see every single detail. So that true real gamers do not look up. We don't really have to. It depends on what kind of gamer we're talking about. That was a joke? No, it wasn't. That was a serious question. I know a joke when I hear them. I'm a professional. Wish this map would tell me... Right. I swear there's a save point on the stairs. I think the save point is in the hydrotherapy room. Alright. Let's not fight the creepy shadow right now. Oh, there's one. Can't go through this door, though. I can. If you fully charge a throwable weapon, it will knock down most common enemies. Oh, I didn't know you could charge them. I was just like swinging it and whacking them with it. Government, if you... But I'll try that next time I use one of those weapons. I know I just saw a save point. There it is. Yeah. So far, I know people are saying this game is not good. So far, I'm actually enjoying it. Don't know why everyone like badmouths this game. I guess because it became popular to badmouth Silent Hill games after 4. So far, this one's pretty solid. It's no Silent Hill 2 or even 1 or 3, but you know what? I think this might even be better than Silent Hill 4. Or at least like the non-room parts of that. Game has been good. Yeah, so far. I mean, apparently it's not too long either, so won't overstay its welcome. Sorry, gamer stretch time. Good night, peeps. Find it a bit forgettable personally. I mean, like I said, it's not blowing me away, but it's not offending me. Like, I don't, like, when I'm playing through this, I don't feel like I'm not playing a Silent Hill game. I'm playing some game called Silent Hill that isn't like that, which I would say Downpour and Homecoming are like. But yeah, it's a prequel to Silent Hill 1, which didn't really need it. It's a little goofy at times, but it's harmless in that regards. It's not offending me. Yeah, you can put that as a quote for me. This game doesn't offend me. Feels too much like Silent Hill 2. This one is trying to be more like Silent Hill 1 in that regards, in its plot. Fun stream, big event, yeah. Very successful stream too, if it looks at the numbers. Quote of the year. Remember to like and subscribe. Yes, please do. Helps out a lot. Oh, I just got a message from Kick Support while I was doing that. Didn't even realize it. Oh well. Which Silent Hill game offends you the most? Downpour. Downpour is my least favorite Silent Hill game. Like, I haven't played Shattered Memories yet, so who knows, maybe that one will, but so far this one is just like, This one's alright. I'm digging it. Kick is a strange place, yes it is. Did remind me a lot of, yeah, this definitely is the closest to Silent Hill 1 any of them's been. Because Silent Hill 3 wasn't really much like that as either. GG, and yeah, I think we're done definitely playing the game tonight, because I can't really do much else without, going over a bit, which I don't really want to do tonight. I want to take it easy. Smell you guys later. Yep, that's going to be it for the night, chat. You've all been wonderful. I want to thank you all for being here tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed your time, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow, because I'll be streaming more of this again. Maybe we'll finish it. Who knows? You're going to love Downpour after... I've already played Downpour. I made a video on it, and I don't love Downpour. At all. Shattered Memories is the only Silent Hill game left for me to play. Catch you tomorrow, but maybe Shattered Memories is full of shit. Who knows? But you've all been amazing tonight. Thank you for all the discussions and our little debates we had in chat tonight, even those, despite some people getting a little spicy. Thank you to the mods, as always. Thank you to any memberships, subs, super chats. All that is very much welcome. And thank you for supporting me. Don't forget to check my videos out if you haven't watched them recently. There's some new ones up there. I'm even doing shorts now. I might have to ask you guys to follow me on Instagram soon. Or, like, TikTok even. Who knows? For which of those I can get to go on that. Don't blame me if you don't. But yeah, that's it for me tonight. I will see you all tomorrow. Don't forget to follow or subscribe if you're new. Join the Discord, check out my Patreon, all that wonderful shit. Peace, everybody. Pick support gave me an alert too. Weird. I guess because you're a mod. Alright, peace, everybody.